The following is a presentation of Grayson Publishing.
It's time for Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Mason Riggs, toss right side. He's got a good block. He's got a clear lane, and it's touchdown time in Texas. Handoff left side Griffin. He's got the 45. He's got the 40. Dragging him into the 30.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Kiri's Coffee Company.
Zach Hudson, you are a gambling maniac.
Howe Bulldog football is also brought to you in part by Tech Wave, Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
So fourth down and Riverboat Gambler time at the 2-yard line. The Bulldog fans are on their feet. Both sides at full throat. 4th and 2. Barrels over a defender into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Now let's go live to the stadium with Monty Walker and Michael Mosier.
Welcome, Michael Mosier. Welcome to the Silver Spike 55th annual. And it wouldn't be a broadcast without Roger Tidwell in the next room. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bulldog Stadium. It is football time in Texas, or it's just about to be, as it is a pretty beautiful evening. A little bit maybe windy. We'll check with Justin White down on the sidelines here in just a few moments. But I tell you what, Michael, high school football, rivalry, Silver Spike, Howe and Van Alstyne, you just can't get much better than this. Throw the records out the window. As
this crew in
the game crew, tough, they just mess with us every week. They just mess with us. You can't get much better than this, though, Michael. I mean, you throw the records out the window. I've done a lot of Silver Spike Battle of the Axe games years ago, Sherman and Denison, and this is kind of the mini axe, Howe and Van Alstyne, right down the road on Highway 75. And this is, it's a very similar type situation, just a micro version, if you will, of the Battle of the this axe, the trophy actually started back in 2001. It was 2000 was the last year that Howe actually won this rivalry game. So it's been 17 years if you count that 2000 season. And Howe sitting 0-6, it might make their year to come out of here with that spike tonight.
It would, and I say we just they just need to go get it.
And I think it's going to be a pretty good contest. Van Alstyne on the year is 4-2. They have scored 221 points and have allowed 158 on average per game. That's a 37-26 win for Van Alstyne. On the flip side, Howe is 0-6. They've scored 58 points all year and allowed 213. So Howe loses on average in a game 36-10. So on it's all Van Alstyne. But like we said, it's a rivalry game. You throw it all out because anything can happen in a game like this. And if there's turnovers, I don't know if we're still expected to get some rain tonight. Justin might be able to tell us a little bit about that and the field conditions here in just a moment. But especially if it starts raining, if the ball gets wet, anything can happen. And Justin's down on the field. Let's go ahead and talk to him down there. Justin, you're about the 35 or 25-yard line in the north end zone. How is the field tonight? And we'll get with Justin here in just a moment. We'll try to reconnect with Justin here in just a few moments. Wait a minute. Could be another one of my deals. And now I think you're live, Justin.
Hello? Can you hear me?
There you go.
There you are, Justin.
All right, can you hear me clear? I know I'm kind of shaking up a little.
It's another Monty Walker error.
That's okay. That's okay. We've had a lot of errors here from all three of us here throughout the season. So,
tell us about the field tonight.
It feels pretty dry out here. We didn't have any rain today. It looked like it threatened here, and it's about a 20% chance of rain. But as I walked up to the stadium, you could see kind of some gray clouds starting to come in, and the wind is starting to blow at a pretty good clip here, probably a good 10 to 12, 15 miles per hour. So that may be an issue, but yeah, the field is dry right now, so that as far as slippage or anything like that, I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's starting to get kind of worn down in between the hash marks there just from all the foot traffic. You kind of expect that at this point of the season, though. But right now, about 20% chance of rain. I think that's the highest percent chance, maybe about the highest percent chance of rain we've had this season. But yeah, the wind is going to be an issue. So if an extra point is to be kicked by Vic, that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky out there. We can tell by looking that it's a little bit tricky out there as far as the wind is concerned. Van Alstyne starting to pile in a little bit now on their far sidelines of their band, and Howe's stand starting to fill up a little bit. And I tell you what, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with the pregame show, and we'll go over some pregame notes. We'll go over some starting lineups and things like that when we return here on HoweEnterprise.com. It's Howe Bulldogs. It's the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll be right back.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a Bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in the is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell him where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. As you can tell, the bands are now performing and they're starting to warm up. Let's go over some pregame notes here for this 55th Silver Spike. Howe's overall record, 381 wins, 345 losses, and 24 ties going back to 1935. This is season number 75 and game number 751 for the Howe Bulldogs. It's the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike, where Van Alstyne owns the series record. 35 wins, 17 losses, and 2 ties for Van Alstyne leading that. And they have won 10 consecutive games over Howe, dating back to 2001. Howe's last victory came in 2000. The Bulldogs are 0-6 for the first time since 2005. They went 1-9 that year. They've scored 58, as we mentioned earlier, and have given up 213. Van Alstyne 4-2 on the season, and they lost a thriller last week at home to Whitesboro, 28-27. Thought for a moment Van Alstyne was going to be able to pull out that upset victory, and Whitesboro, highly touted Bearcats over there, pulled out the win. Howe's first game with Van Alstyne dates back to 1941. It was a 31-7 loss to Van Alstyne at Van Alstyne, that old stadium. It's still there, unkept on Highway 5. That's where Van Alstyne played for many, many years up until recently when they built their new stadium. But again, Howe's last victory over Van Alstyne came back in 2000. The most points scored by Howe in a game against Van Alstyne was 41, and that was back in 1998 in a 41-13 win. The most points scored by Van Alstyne was 71, and that was in 1992, and that was right here at Bulldog Stadium the year after I graduated. A little, I don't want to be a part of that. 7-20. The most points scored, let's see, the most combined points in a game, 91. That was back in 92. And then, of course, Howe has won 17. Van Alstyne has won 35. Howe has had 5 shutouts against Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne has had 10 shutouts against Howe. The last time Howe shut out Van Alstyne was a 35-0 Howe victory back in 1985. And for the Panthers, they shut out Howe back in 2001 to start this 10-game winning streak. That was 33-0. Overall in the series, Howe has scored 1,207 points. I'm sorry, Howe has scored 700 points. Van Alstyne, 1,207. The most wins for a Howe head coach in this series is Jim Fryer back in 1985, 87, 88, and 89. That's 4 victories for Jim Fryer in this series. The most losses for a Howe coach was Norman Dickey. He lost to Van Alstyne in 64, 65, 72, 73, 74, and 1975. Consecutive wins by Howe, that was 1970 through 1980. That was a 4-game win streak. And, of course, by Van Alstyne, 10, which is 2001 through current. Hopefully, Howe, you're a Howe Bulldog fan, which if you're listening to this broadcast, you probably are. You're hoping that 10-game win streak ends tonight here at Bulldog Stadium. Howe's record at Panther Stadium is 11-17. The Bulldogs here at Bulldog Stadium are 6-17. Actually, they played the Panthers better on the road. And what we do have for you is the Senior Spotlight. We're going to go over that right now and let you listen to the Harvey brothers as we were able to talk to them a little bit during the week. And we talked to him yesterday a little bit. So all this about Pray for Tate, you'll hear from Ty Harvey, the older brother, right now.
This has been a Grayson Publishing presentation.
Welcome to the Senior Spotlight, where each week we talk to a Howe Bulldog senior or 2. The Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Propane. Now let's talk to the Howe Bulldog seniors. This week we're featuring the Harvey boys. We're featuring Ty Harvey, the senior wide receiver and safety. And let's talk a little bit about your little brother. Tate was in an accident not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. Talk about that and how's he doing? And just there's a lot of people probably wondering about the accident. How did it happen?
Yes, sir. He was in a UTV accident, Polaris, and it was jacked up and had big tires on it, and so it was pretty top heavy. And his buddy's hat flew off, and they were turning around to go get it, and they took the turn too fast, and it flipped, obviously, on Tate, and he got stuck in between the hood of the Polaris and the seat and just hit the side of his face. He had a sucker in his mouth, so that didn't help. And the sucker was all blood, and he suffered a severe, they're calling it severe trauma, brain trauma, obviously. And but he's getting better every day. He was just diagnosed with spinal meningitis, which is very, very dangerous. But they caught it hours into him being diagnosed. So medicine helping, and he reacted well. He's on 3 different medications they had to do. One surgery put a drain in his back because it was leaking spinal fluid out of his nose. And then when they found out about the spinal meningitis, they immediately took it out, and then they put a PICC line in, which is like right under your bicep, and it's so he can get medications straight into his arteries, and it'll work faster. And but he's getting better every day. These past 2 days, he's been able to go outside of the hospital and just hang out and see the sun.
What's his attitude like right now?
All positive, man. He's just ready to be back at home, ready to have him around to pick on him a little bit. He's going to be different, but we're going to help him. And his arm, he's got nerve damage in his arm, and he's going to be different, but we're going to love him either way.
So the community, and of course hashtag Pray for Tate, and the community stepped up, and how has it been seeing all this warmth from the community, from Howe, and not only Howe but the other communities?
It's just words can't even put it. Like, it's been amazing. Pottsboro doing the Pray for Tate sign and signing everything like that. All the players signed and gave our family a pray for Tate's sign, and I've been getting texts from every school. Even the school we're about to play, Van Alstyne, some of the guys have been texting me about how they're supporting us, and schools we haven't even played yet that are supporting us, and it's amazing, honestly.
Well, let's talk a little bit about football, and I know this season hasn't gone exactly the way you wanted it to. Is everybody keeping their spirits high? I know 0-6 is not where you wanted to be, but playoffs are still a possibility for this team. And how's the clubhouse?
It's same as it was last year when we went 9-4 and went 3 rounds deep. It's just positive attitudes because we're just waiting for it to turn and waiting for everything to start going our way and us start playing better together, and we're ready to get some wins under our belt. So,
Silver Spike, Howe Van Alstyne rivalry. You have any friends over there, and is there any trash talking going on?
Every year. Been on varsity for 3 years, and yeah, it's probably the biggest trash talking game. All love though. It's a Silver Spike.
All right, let's transition over here, and we'll talk to your cousin, Chase Harvey, who was once a guard, once a center, now is a quarterback. But let's first talk about your Harvey relationship and cousins. But you've grown up in the family, though, right?
Yes, sir. I grew up for a couple years away from him. Then when we moved on to the same piece of property, it hadn't been too much of a cousin relationship. We've pretty much all been brothers.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the transition from center to guard to quarterback. How shocking was it when the coaching staff came up to you and said, "Hey, we're going to put you at quarterback now"?
I didn't expect it. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I was actually going to pick up Tate from a friend's house, and got a text from Coach Hudson, and all he said was, "I need to see you." So the first thought was I did something, and now I'm about to get punished. So I kind of freaked out right there. But when I got to the high school, all he told me was he was putting the ball in my hands. So I knew right away that he was putting me back at QB.
Now, you played quarterback a little bit on JV. Is that right? Your freshman year or such? Talk about that. How much different is it now? Because it was a slot T then. Is that right?
Yes. That's why I was talking to Coach Hudson. I've been pretty sore my arm has because on JV we were on the slot T, and I probably didn't throw 10 passes in a game all year. And then the past couple weeks in practice, I've thrown more than I have in my whole life combined.
I noticed you're kind of a gunslinger out there. One ball, I think, was thrown. It looked to be about 90 miles an hour to a receiver. Do you play baseball or anything?
I've played baseball before, but Coach Hudson and Coach Fry both told me they want the ball to get there as quick as possible, and if our guys can't catch it, they don't want anybody to catch it.
Now, the offense has changed a little bit from obviously last year a slot T, went to a wing T, went to a one-back set. Are you finding your identity now?
I believe so. We're finding some people in the right places where they should be, and things are starting to look better in practice, and we're finally starting to find holes where we should find them.
What do you think you're going to see from Van Alstyne tonight?
From Van Alstyne, it's going to be a good game. I don't think records matter in this game. Both teams are going to go out and play as hard as we can because we both want the same thing, and that's a win. And so regardless of who has a better record or who has the better players, I think it'll be a pretty evenly matched game.
Well, that is the Harvey brothers, Chase and Ty. I know they're cousins, but they're basically brothers. That's been the Senior Spotlight, and we will come back in just a few moments with more Howe Bulldog football. You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camilero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Nakenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Alexa, turn to HGTV.
Tune into HGTV on Dish. This is Fixer Upper.
It may be a gadget, but it sure is fun. You can change channels and search movie titles easier than ever with Alexa. It's free from Cavender Home Theater. Alexa, why wouldn't everybody have Dish from Cavender's?
I don't know that one.
Don't be left out. Call Cavender Home Theater today or go to CavenderTV.com.
Welcome back. Bulldog Stadium here. The bands are warming up. We're just about ready for the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. It ought to be a great game tonight. Michael Mosier. Let's go over the starting lineups for both teams. For Howe on offense, Ty Harvey will be split out wide. He's got 15 catches for 298 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mason Riggs will also be split out wide. 2 catches for 14 yards on the year. He'll also run the ball a little bit. He's rushed 12 times for 76 yards on the season and 1 touchdown. Chase Harvey, the quarterback, moved from center last year to guard this year, now to quarterback. 13 out of 25 passing for 219 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Both of those interceptions came late, and they're more on the coaching staff than they are on the quarterback because they were just trying to make something happen at the very end of the game, kind of like a Hail Mary. So I wouldn't put those 2 interceptions straight on Harvey. Andrew Griffin, 99 carries for 499 yards. He's the leading rusher for Howe. He'll be the fullback tonight, or the running back tonight. 2 touchdowns, and he has a long of 89 yards on the season. You'll also see Dylan Moreau there and Austin Lee there a little bit. Michael Heimel will be the fullback tonight. 6 carries, 39 yards. And the slot back, Winston Moss, 3 carries for 6 yards. Those 3 were a week ago. Callie Vick, the kicker, and Hunter Cheatham, the punter. Michael, let's go over the Van Alstyne Panthers starting offense.
Wide receiver Dylan Porter, slot. Well, let's see here. Chase Wilson, Nathan Cuthbertson.
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right.
Got that one.
I'll just say yes.
Jake Loganville, Garth Dansby, Zane Madison, Maxwell Nazarko, Sawyer Callies, Rhett Gallagher, and Tanner Jones.
Rhett Gallagher, the quarterback for Van Alstyne, 67 completions out of 110 attempts, 1,055 yards, and 13 touchdowns. He can also do it on the ground, 80 carries for 577 yards and 8 touchdowns. Their leading receiver is Chase Wilson, who has 25 catches, 406 yards. He was hard on the Bulldogs a year ago, was Chase Wilson. The starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs will be Chase Harvey, the right defensive end, Cameron Blesseye, Chris Garrison, Dyson Dillard. The linebackers, Andrew Griffin, Dylan Moreau, and Winston Moss. The corners, Chase Barnett goes back to corner this week. Cade Courtney will also see cornerback position time. Mason Riggs and Ty Harvey, the safeties. Kick returners are Andrew Griffin and Mason Riggs.
Starting defense for Van Alstyne is Sam Rimple, Gavin Ritchie, Kason Miller, Tyler Nashavi, Justin Barnes, Jake Carroll, Chase Wilson, Cam Montgomery, Ty Cosper, Gage Proctor, and Dylan Porter.
A year ago, this was a very, very anticipated matchup between Howe and Van Alstyne. Howe thought for sure that was the golden opportunity to finally get that spike. The game played at Van Alstyne a year ago. It ended up being 39-36 Van Alstyne, who came from behind and won in the fourth quarter. Some shenanigans with the clock a year ago, as Howe had 7.9 seconds left on the clock, threw a pass to Ty Harvey down the field, and somehow an incomplete pass of about 25 yards took 7.9 seconds off the clock. Everyone that was in the stadium remembers looking at the clock when the ball hit the turf, and there was 2 seconds on the clock, but it kept running, and they never stopped it. And the officials talked about it for a moment, but they never did anything about it. And for one of the strangest things I've ever seen, 25-yard incomplete pass took 7.9 seconds off the clock, and Van Alstyne escaped out of there with a sneaky win, if you will.
Sneaky win. Well, we're not going to have any sneaky wins tonight. This is going to be some smash-mouth football, probably.
I would imagine so, and we want to talk good about the band. You've got some information about the band. They had a pretty good week, did they not?
They did. They had a real good week. They got all ones at their UIL competition, and will move on to area next Saturday in Denton. Don't know what time they perform yet, but they will be performing next Saturday.
Nothing this weekend.
Nothing this weekend.
All next Saturday. Okay.
All next Saturday.
Going back to a year ago, Howe and Van Alstyne, the Silver Spike, the 54th edition, Howe set a record for the series in rushing for 406 yards in that contest a year ago. That was by far the most Howe had, or either team had rushed in this series. Howe's 406 yards a year ago shattered the record. So you're not going to see that tonight, more than likely, although Zach Hudson says that the rushing attack could be back tonight.
That'll be good. I look forward to this game. Should be a great game tonight. You know, numbers-wise, on paper, it may not be, but I think it's going to be a good game.
The officials for tonight are from the Commerce chapter, and they are referee Blake Womack. We were told to call him. Here comes Howe, looks like. Or is that Van Alstyne?
That's Van Alstyne.
Van Alstyne in all white. White pants, white jerseys, white helmets, with a little bit of blue trim on their sleeves, a lot like Howe's road jerseys. Obviously, they have blue numbers and a blue stripe down the side of their pants. Two thin blue stripes down the side of their pants. And the Howe Bulldogs in the tunnel rocking it, just about ready to come out. Not a great Howe crowd tonight. Here comes the Howe Bulldogs. The officials for tonight, Blake Womack, the umpire Jason Evans, the head linesman Dwayne Womack, the line judge Garrett Gray, and the back judge Jarrett Hood. And the Bulldogs are on the field. The captains tonight, Clay Marshall and Ty Harvey. Andrew Griffin will join them. And I believe Chase Harvey will also be a captain tonight. And the Van Alstyne Panthers just now making their way from the north end zone, where they huddled up there as a group and are now walking back on the sideline on that far side.
You know, it looks like, again, Ty wearing the number 15 jersey along with the blue gloves in support of his little brother.
Van Alstyne still making their way slowly down the field, as it appears that the captains for Van Alstyne will be Zane Madison. It's kind of hard to see over there on the far side. Let's see who walks out.
It's hard to see what numbers coming where.
It'll be Chase Wilson also. The wide receiver will be a captain. Is that 80 or 60?
60.
That is 60. Magoo coming back out in me again. That's Garth Dansby. Garth Dansby.
Bulldogs, number 3, Andrew Griffin.
And the coin toss will have Justin White in there.
17, Chase Barnett. Number 15, Ty Harvey.
Since y'all had such a long drive to get here, we have heads, we have tails, we have tails, we have heads. I'm asking you to go ahead and call it right now.
All right, heads.
What'd he say?
Heads.
It is heads. You have won the toss. What would you like to do?
Defer to the second half.
You would like to defer to the second half, which means you are going to receive. Receive. There you go.
Defend?
Same thing. Whatever.
Well, I want to kick that way.
You want to kick that way? All right. You line up right there with him.
So it appears that
Van Alstyne won the toss and they deferred.
Yes, the Van Alstyne won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Let me get my mic set back here. And Howe will be defending what I believe. I didn't see him, Michael. Were they defending the south end zone?
Yes. White right. God, I don't know where that come from. Van Alstyne will be kicking south.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So we're just about ready for the prayer and the national anthem.
Take your hats off. Sophomore Brian Flores will lead us in a word of prayer, followed by the national anthem by the Howe Marching Band.
We thank you, God, for this day and everything you have done for us. Please protect the players and help keep them safe. Have them have a safe home. Please be with Tate and help him get better. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, amen.
It is football time in Texas. It's the Silver Spike, number 55. And the Van Alstyne Panthers will be kicking off to start this football game. And they will be kicking to the south end zone. Howe will be moving from right to left as they're about to approach the field here. And you would imagine Mason Riggs and Andrew Griffin will be back to return this one. As I tell you what, it doesn't matter what the records are in a game like this. It does not matter. There's so much trash talking that goes on between two teams. Now that you have social media and Twitter and all this stuff, it goes back and forth. After last year's game, I saw it, and I saw it, and I saw it, and it got ugly. And some of it was friendly, and some of it was just downright ugly between these two teams. But they can play for it tonight. And Howe could do the talking with their playing tonight as Van Alstyne huddles up, and it looks like an onside kick coming. They fake the Quail onside, and they move back and will line up along the 35-yard line. Ball teed up at the 40. Again, Van Alstyne kicking from left to right towards the south end zone. It's a high kick in the middle of the field, going to be taken by Andrew Griffin at the 10-yard line. Coming near side, looking for a block by Mason Riggs, spins out of attack 5, and Howe's going to start with the football at their own 27-yard line.
Colton Hobbs in on the stop for the Panthers after hard contact with Justin Barnes.
So Howe will have the ball first tonight. Again, we're missing, haven't mentioned it yet, but we're missing Stephen Braswell. Our spotter will not be with us tonight. He's out of town. We will miss him. Hopefully he's listening to us.
Yeah,
hello out there, wherever you are, Stephen. And a man in motion is Heimel, and this is going to be a carry to Andrew Griffin. Has lots of room right up the middle. Good for about 8 yards to start this 55th Silver Spike. Andrew Griffin right over right guard.
Followed right over right guard and was met hard by Gage Proctor. About the 43?
So the ball now spotted at the 38-yard line.
Looking at the number
from the 29. They started the ball at the 29. The drive, actually. So a 9-yard gain there for Andrew Griffin.
Looking at them numbers backwards.
Here is Harvey. And he's going to hand off to Mason Riggs, coming from one side to the other and trying to float that jet sweep. And that one was snuffed out. It's going to be a loss on the play from one side to the other. Howe moving right to left, but they went to the far Van Alstyne sideline on that jet sweep and couldn't get around the corner. 3rd and 2 coming up for Howe.
Tackle made by Zach Wright.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Bulldogs needing a first down here to keep things going. 3 receivers near side. 1 man in the slot. And Harvey goes under center. And a busted snap. He's going to pick it up and try to run with it. He may have the first down. He's getting very close. He may have the first down. It's a fumbled snap, but Harvey had the wherewithal to pick it up and just surge forward, and that's going to be very close. They may pull the chains here. They just go ahead and give them the first down, and it looks like they are. First down at the 40-yard line.
Cason Miller and Scott Taylor in on the stop.
So Howe moving right to left. Dylan Moreau checks out of the game, and Mikey Heimel Dylan Moreau's coming split out to the near side. Again, 3 receivers near side, Heimel and also Mason Riggs with him. Harvey up top. Riggs goes in motion, and he's going to get the toss. Coming right side. Wanted to throw it on the halfback pass. Wide open is Harvey. Caught it! And I think he went out of bounds at the 34-yard line. If he could have stayed in bounds, it would have been 6, but Harvey had to catch it miraculously over his head and stepped out of bounds. He was wide open.
Yeah, what a pass and catch by Riggs and Harvey.
Ball now at the 34-yard line in Van Alstyne territory. 1st and 10. Moving right to left. Harvey goes under center. Man in the backfield, 2 men in the backfield. Is going to be Griffin and Heimel. Harvey under center. Handoff Griffin. Left tackle. Big hole. Barreling, and that's Austin Lee inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Lee is good for nearly another first down at the 22.
Again, Gage Proctor in on the stop. And that's what you like to see is their safety making the tackle.
So far, so good on the opening drive for the Howe Bulldogs. Right now with 9:25 on the clock. And we are in the first quarter. Let me change that over to the first quarter. There we go. 2 men in the backfield. Harvey under center. Handoff this time. Andrew Griffin, right guard. Bangs over. And that's going to be close to another first down. I guess about the 16-yard line. Gain of 6.
Tyler on the stop for the Panthers. Good hard running by Andrew Griffin tonight.
2nd down and 4 coming up for Howe. Again, Van Alstyne on the year has given up some points. They've given up 26 per game. And Howe looking pretty good right here so far early. 2 men in the backfield, 2 wides. Harvey under center, handoff. No, he's going to keep it around the left guard. He bangs through, going to be close to a first down inside the 10-yard line or right at it.
Tripped up by Chase Wilson.
6 yards for Chase Harvey, and the quarterback keeper running right behind his lead blocker, Andrew Griffin. And now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 10.
This line has opened up some gaping holes for Harvey and the running backs.
Yeah, it's a sight to see so far early on. Howe having some trouble getting the play, checking their all their wristbands. Everybody has wristbands. Now they have to run from one side to the other. Play clock at 8. Trips to the right side. 1 man in the backfield is Andrew Griffin. Harvey under center, rolls out right, wants to throw in the end zone, slings it over, and it's going to be incomplete. That one was slung quickly for Ty Harvey in traffic, but it falls incomplete. You almost kind of wipe your forehead and say, whew, that was dangerous.
Again, pass was broken up a little by Gage.
Only the 2nd pass attempt of the night. The first one, of course, was a halfback pass to Harvey that was caught and went out of bounds. That one was the first pass attempt by Chase Harvey. Howe has done a great job of running the football to this point, and we'll see what happens here on 2nd down and goal from the 10. 2 men in the backfield again, and this is going to be a handoff to Andrew Griffin, left tackle, spinning down inside the 9 to about the 8-yard line. So 3rd down and goal coming up from the 8.
Tripped up by Tanner Jones and Zane Madison.
Well, you got 2 plays right here because you know more than likely you're going to go for it on 4th down inside the 10-yard line. It's a lot of pressure to put on Callie Vick outside of that PAT. We have not seen it so far this year, anything other than Vick other than a PAT. So here's some more confusion as Moreau finally splits out wide to the right. Harvey goes under the center. On 3rd down and goal from the 8. Handoff near side. Brought down on the backfield is Mason Riggs. They tried the reverse. Nowhere. Riggs brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Back to the 11-yard line. 4th and goal from the 11.
Zach Wright made the stop for the Panthers.
You know, it's a nice play call. A good thought right there to run that little reverse. trap, but Cali Vic's going to come on to try to get some points here.
Monty, they're gonna go for the field goal here.
So the tee actually is going to rest at the 18-yard line, making it a 28-yard attempt.
And there is a wind out here.
Harvey, it's on the tee. The kick is up. The kick is high. I believe she hooked it, and she hooked it near side. No points for Howe. A missed 28-yard field goal. And, you have to wonder, on first and goal from the 10, I know it's tempting to go for that pass, and I don't want to second-guess anybody, but they had run all the way down the field and, been penetrating that interior line of Van Alstyne and went away from it on first down, which set them up on a second down and 10 from the second down and goal from the 10. But Van Alstyne has the ball back here at their own 20-yard line. And there's 6:39 on the clock, and here is an incomplete pass to start their drive.
Pass broken up by Mason Riggs. He fell for it, did not fall for it, was right there when the pass got there.
Second down and 10 coming up, left to right. Van Alstyne in all white tonight. White pants, white jerseys, white helmets with a little blue stripe on the shoulders and 2 blue stripes on their pants. There's a handoff right up the middle. No, this is going to be a quarterback keeper by Gallagher, and he'll gain a couple. A nice job there by the Bulldogs to sniff it out. A read play by the quarterback, and that's what they do. They like to read that and run Gallagher around the edge, and they did that, but the Bulldogs were right there to set up a third down and long.
Andrew Griffin, J.C. Heppenstall in on the stop.
So third down and 8 for Van Alstyne, moving left to right from their own 22-yard line. And this is going to be Gallagher wanting to throw it down the field. It's going to be caught for a first down. And that on the reception is going to be, I believe that's Dylan Porter, and it is. Porter on the year, 13 catches, 163 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That one will move the sticks for the Panthers.
Tackle made by Chase Barnett.
Ball at the 34. And this will be a running play right up the middle. Nothing doing for Van Alstyne as Howe's right there. Winston Moss gets off the pile.
Running back jumped over Andrew Griffin and was met hard by Winston Moss.
Second down and 10 coming up for Howe. Not quite to midfield. Really one good play, and that was a pass to Porter. And so far, Howe's defense has done a great job starting out this football game. Moreau, the right defensive end, and looks like Blesseye switch positions. And this will be a handoff up the middle, and a nice job by the linebackers to fill those gaps and get Van Alstyne only for a 5-yard gain close to the 40 at the 39-yard line. They'll actually spot it with the nose touching almost the 40. So they'll give it 5 yards to the 39.
Ty Harvey, Devin Porter, Garrison in on the stop.
Third down and 5. And this is going to be Gallagher, right side, keeper. He's got the 50. Look out. He's got feed. 40, 35, 25, 20, 15, 10. Van Alstyne is in the end zone. Touchdown Gallagher on a 61-yard touchdown scamper, a keeper, and a read. And Van Alstyne strikes first blood, 6-0 with 4:43 left to go here in the first, awaiting this PAT.
Yeah, that was fooled me. I thought he had handed the ball off.
So now we'll see the PAT coming, and that's going to be Moore, Austin Moore to do the kicking, and it'll be Chase Wilson to hold. Again, 4:43 on the clock, and Moore's kick is up. It's very high, looks good. And it is. And Van Alstyne has secured the first lead of tonight, 7-0 with 4:43 on the clock here in the first. We'll be right back on the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike.
A word from Douglas Propane.
Working at Douglas, you are a member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into our third generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family, and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back as Van Alstyne takes the early lead. 4:43 left to go here in the first. Oops, not 74. Off. And I need to change that. And it's going to be taken on the far side. Looks like Moreau. And he'll make his way and skirt through to about the 20-yard line and be slammed down hard right there. And Howe sets up shop once again, deep in their own territory from their own 20, it appears.
Chase Corbin made the stop for the Panthers.
Justin White, tell me what you're seeing down there.
That first drive, it was really just kind of business-like for the Bulldogs, almost like they drew that up. And then, when they came back off that missed field goal, it was almost kind of like, in that last touchdown, it was almost kind of like, here we go again.
Well, hopefully it won't be here we go again, and hopefully the Howe Bulldogs will start driving like they did a moment ago. A great drive, just finished with no points. And this is going to be Harvey keeping it right over left tackle, and he'll gain a few, maybe a couple, maybe two up to the 23-yard line.
Kason Miller in on the stop along with Sam Ripple.
They'll give him 2 yards, so 2nd down and 8 coming up. Again, Gallagher's touchdown. He ran the read right over the right tackle, kept it, cut it up towards the middle of the field, and got a great block at about the 35-yard line, and he was gone. He has great speed. 2 receivers near side and a slot. Ty Harvey up top, and this is going to be a quarterback keeper again. He fakes the toss and trying to run the backside and can't do it. Stuffed right there for no gain. 3rd down and 8 coming up for Howe.
Zach Monsieur filled that hole and made the stop.
So 3rd down coming up. Again, Howe started out like gangbusters. Drove down the field from their own 29-yard line all the way down to the 11 on 10 plays and missed a 28-yard field goal by Callie Vick. And that really good drive ended with no points, and that's really tough on Bulldogs. 3rd down and 8 coming up. 2 men in the backfield, and whistles blow before this one can get underway, and a timeout has been called, and we'll take one too. It's the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a Bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell them where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
Welcome back as Chase Harvey goes under center on 3rd down and 8. This is going to be a handoff to Andrew Griffin running right over guard, and he'll bang his way close to a 1st down at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th and very, very short, less than a yard it appears.
Chase Coburn, Zach Monsieur in on the stop. Looked like Jaron Ing had checked in for Dyson Dillard.
It's going to be 4th and 1, so the punt team comes on, and Hunter Cheatham will stand at his own 17-yard line to punt this one away. And a high wobbly kick, pretty good kick, bounces at the 39, takes a good Bulldog bounce down on the Van Alstyne sideline, rolling, and they're going to say it's stopped at about the 33-yard line.
That was a great punt by Cheatham. High punt.
So Van Alstyne, they're going to spot it at the 32, 33. I'm going to say 32 and a half.
Austin Lee may be in at linebacker for Andrew Griffin.
So this is going to be Gallagher wanting to throw the home run ball deep down the left side. Has a man wide open. It's caught at the 35 and falls down immediately after he catches it. Barnett was in coverage, but great separation there by the receiver, which was Ty Cooper, and he was shot out of a cannon to make that catch. Great speed, had about 5 yards on Barnett, but luckily for the Bulldogs, he caught it and went down immediately. And Van Alstyne will set up shop now, or will continue their possession inside the 20 at the 17-yard line of Howe.
Harvey checked in, Barnett checked out.
And this will be a fake the hand. This is Gallagher throwing on the near side. Caught, 25, or 15 rather, and down inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. And on the reception is going to be Cuthbertson.
Met hard by Cameron Blessine and Cade Courtney.
So already Van Alstyne knocking on the door once again here at Bulldog Stadium. 2nd and 1 coming up. Gallagher rolls out left. Looks like he's going to keep it around the left edge, trying to find that corner. Now he cuts it up inside, makes a move outside. He's in the end zone. Touchdown Van Alstyne. 13-0, awaiting the PAT. 1:45 on the first quarter clock.
A little extracurricular activity going on here in the backfield. Austin Lee come up without a helmet. Was not very happy about that situation.
So Gallagher now with 2 rushing touchdowns on the night, much like a week ago when the Pottsboro quarterback Hunter Watts scored from the quarterback position on the ground. Gallagher doing his best imitation here.
Yeah, Austin Lee not very happy with whatever took place out on the field.
So Moore on for the PAT. Wilson holds the tie, looks good, and it is 14-0. The Van Alstyne Panthers in the lead with the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll be right back.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 908-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnorthbarbecue.com. That's bucksnorthbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back. It's 14-0. Van Alstyne in the lead. It was a 3-play drive that went 67 yards. And this is going to be a deep kick to Moreau inside the 5. He's going to take it straight up the field along the far hash. Now cuts it up, and he will bang down inside the 25, somewhere along the 23-yard line. And that's where Howe will set up shop again, deep in their own territory, searching.
Met hard by Justin Barnes.
So there's 1:38 on the clock here in the first quarter. And Howe, if you're going to stay in this game, you need to score right here. You can't afford to, get in a scoring match where you're not scoring. And Howe's going to have to put some points on the board here. Running between the tackles is what they've been good at so far tonight. They do that right here on first down. Andrew Griffin for about 2 yards. I thought I saw a flag thrown down, but maybe I didn't.
Griffin on the carry.
Gain of 2 for Andrew Griffin.
Zach Monsieur made the stop for the Panthers.
They'll spot the ball at the 25. And what kind of sense are you feeling from the team down there, Justin?
Coach Hudson's still staying very he's still coaching them up, telling them not to give up, kind of like last week, when he implored his guys, even though they're getting beat pretty soundly, not to give up. He's doing the same here. You don't give up here in the first quarter.
2 men in the backfield. Harvey under center, handoff Andrew Griffin. Running right, he had a seam over the right guard. Good enough for about 6 yards. We'll set up a very interesting 3rd and short situation, kind of in the same spot they were a moment ago, except it's 3rd and short instead of 4th. So the ball spotted at the 31.
Great blocking up front by Jacob Howell and Parker Blunt.
So 3rd, and we're going to call it 2 And we'll see if Howe, I guess they're going to have to get at least one more playoff here before the end of the quarter. Right now, the game clock is at 30, the play clock at 16. Offset I formation for Howe. 2 receivers to the near side. Handoff Griffin. Trying to find a seam over right guard. Dives forward for a first down near the 35-yard line.
Yeah, looked like Andrew may have had his hand on Chase Barnett's back. Poor Chase, he was along for the ride on that one.
Well, there's 16 seconds on the game clock. We'll see if Howe wants to run another play here. Mason Riggs kind of jogging to the near sideline. And he will line up 4, 3, 2, 1. And Howe did not get it off. That's the end of the first quarter. Howe trailing Van Alstyne 14-0 here in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camilero, but I can tell you that he played for Howe. He would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Nakenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the #1 coffee shop hotspot, serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Welcome back as the teams are making their way back out on the field here, as the Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10, now moving left to right towards the south end zone. Hey, Justin, what does that do to the wind? Which way is it going?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Which way is the wind going? How does this help or hurt Howe?
I can't hear you. My radio's messing up here. Hold on.
Okay. 1st and 10 for Howe, moving now left to right. As it appears, it's a crosswind, and this is going to be a handoff to Mason Rowe. That's Austin Lee, and he's fighting forward, gains a couple of yards, and at this point, if they don't blow the whistle, the ball's going to come out. And he was stood up. They finally blow the whistle, and they'll give Austin Lee forward progress at the 38-yard line, which is a gain of probably around 3 yards.
Chase Wilson and Zach Monsieur made the stop for the Panthers.
I was asking Justin, what does this change in direction do for the Bulldogs as far as wind goes?
They're going right into the wind at this point now. Right into the wind. Straight into it.
All right, 2nd down and 7. Man in motion is Riggs. Handoff Griffin trying to break a tackle and does. Bangs over a defender across the 40-yard line before he's finally tackled at the 42, maybe the 43. They'll actually spot it 42-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and short.
I was going to say he was met hard by Zach Monsieur, but I think that's the other way around.
Yeah, I think Monsieur was met hard.
Monsieur was met hard by Andrew Griffin.
So it looks like a 3rd down and 3 for Howe, who'll send 2 receivers to the near side, including Harvey and Riggs. Or is that that's not Riggs. This is going to be a handoff. Griffin up the middle, close to a 1st down, and I believe he has it, crossing the 45-yard line, and this is kind of slot T type stuff, just setting up and moving the sticks, just methodically moving the sticks, and that's what I'm doing right now at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, got lots of extracurricular going on in that offensive line on both sides, offensive and defensive lines.
Gain of 4 for Griffin. 1st down and 10 for Howe. 2 men in the backfield. Looks like an offset I formation. 2 receivers up top, man in motion. This is going to be a handoff. Once again, Griffin coming near side. He has the 50. Gets around the corner, steps out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain inside Van Alstyne territory. And now a late flag comes in way at the end of that play from the back judge. It was going to be a gain of 6 to the 48. But let's see. Let's check the flag and see what this one's going to do. Justin, were you able to see anything back there?
I'm trying to look to see which way it's going.
It's going to be a personal foul against Howe.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what happened. Number 12, Gage Proctor, went about midfield and threw his hands up, threw his helmet off. I'm not real sure what was going on.
So instead of being 2nd down and 5, it's now going to be 1st down and a truckload. About 20 here for Howe. A terrible, terrible situation for the Bulldogs on that penalty. So back the ball up to the 38-yard line instead of being in Van Alstyne territory. One receiver on the near side is Harvey, three receivers on the other side. And Harvey is rolling out, wants to throw the ball down the field. It's going to be in and out of the hands of his receiver there. He was trying to hit Heimel, who was wide open at the sticks. But Harvey just threw it right over him. Couldn't bring it down a little bit. Harvey kind of a side armor, slung it out there, and it just barely over the outstretched arms of Heimel. It'll be third down rather.
It went through the hands of Colton Hobbs for the Panthers on that little deflection there by Heimel.
So 3rd down and 20 coming up. Has 3 receivers near side, 1 to the top. And this is going to be Harvey rolling out, throwing it deep down the right side, looking for Heimel. He overshoots him, and it goes out of bounds. 4th down and punt time coming up for Howe. They took one shot to try to sling it down the field. It came up empty, and now Howe's going to have to punt again. And at some point, the Bulldogs are going to have to put a stop on Van Alstyne defensively in order to try to get some points and hang in this football game. It's early. It's only 14-0, but you can see the way Van Alstyne's been able to move the ball that you want to kind of get a stop at some point. Howe's going to have to do that. So here's a punt. It's going to go a great punt. Takes a good Howe bounce, and Van Alstyne's going to start at their own 20-yard line with 10:04 on the clock here at Bulldog Stadium. So Howe had to punt 38 yards. Let me mark this down on my chart.
To be punting in the wind, that was a good punt.
A low line drive kick takes a good Bulldog bounce and rolls to the 20-yard line, and Van Alstyne's got 80 yards to go. But you just wonder at some point Howe's going to have that great stop. They'd had a great first series and then gave up the big play. This is Gallagher. He wants to throw on 1st down. He's got a man wide open, and that's Porter again. Makes a move at the 32 and finally brought out of bounds by Ty Harvey, who's wearing number 15 again in honor of his little brother Tate. But that's enough to move the sticks on 1st down up to they'll spot it at the 35-yard line. Gain of 15 on down. Now quickly, Gallagher is going to hand off to Jones running right side, and he's going to be flipped up end over end in a gain of 2 at the 37-yard line.
Andrew Griffin, Winston Moss in on the stop.
2nd down and 8 coming up. We are now under 10 minutes on the 2nd quarter clock. Van Alstyne leading 14-0.
It's a fast-moving first half, too.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of ground action. Not putting the ball in the air much. Kind of like 2016 a little bit tonight. There's a screen pass, bubble screen, and it's going to be caught, and that's Wilson, and he's got some speed. Crosses midfield, inside Howe territory at the 42-yard line, and drug out of bounds there.
Cade Courtney drug him out of bounds.
A pickup there of 20. And now the Panthers have it on the Howe side of the field. 1st and 10 at the 43. And Gallagher wants to throw. All the time in the world. Still looking down the field. Still looking. Now throws it out of bounds. It's one of those where the Bulldogs had great coverage down the field, but Gallagher had all kinds of time to throw. He was back there for about 7 seconds.
Yeah, just around back there looking downfield.
Well, it must be nice just knowing you have that much protection. And but again, the Bulldogs did a great job down the field on the receivers. Gallagher. He's going to throw the screen pass out to Wilson. Gets a pretty good block, and he makes a move. And now he's brought down hard at the 39-yard line by Andrew Griffin. And a gain of only about 4, which will bring up a 3rd down and long.
Looks like we got a little extra out here on this outside edge. This wide out. Maybe holding Ty Harvey.
Well, there's no flag on the play. Harvey claps his blue gloves together, and now Gallagher wants to run around the right edge. Needing 6 first, cuts it up. It's going to be very close to a 1st down, and he may have it. He's right at the sticks. If not, they'll go for it on 4th down here, but it looks and it appears that Van Alstyne has enough for the 1st down. Well, Justin, you said they're going to pull it, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you say they're going to pull it?
No, I thought they had the 1st down. Looks like they're going to bring the chains out.
Yeah, I thought for a moment it looked as if he had it, but they are going to measure right here. The ball, where's the ball spotted? It looks like it's at the 32.
Coach is already saying bring the punt team out.
No way they're going to punt. There's just no way.
No, they give it to them first down.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way, even if it were fourth down, they would not punt in that situation. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Van Alstyne at the 33-yard line of Howe. Shotgun for Gallagher with a man standing right next to him, and this is going to be handoff. Hit, slung down is the running back there, which appeared to be Justin Barnes, and he was met hard.
They slowed up by Clay Marshall and finished off by Andrew Griffin.
Ball spotted at the 32, a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Gallagher wants to throw over the middle, caught by Chase Wilson and brought down immediately at the 22-yard line, right at the sticks again.
Chase Harvey, Winston Moss and Chase Barnett, stop.
That's a 10-yard pickup and another chain banger for the Van Alstyne Panthers. They'll move it 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Porter split out wide to the near side. Barnes in the backfield. They fake it to him. Gallagher wants to throw Porter way, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Harvey might have got there too early, and he did. They're going to throw the flag. Harvey was going for the football, but he bumped into Porter on the backside. They're going to call pass interference on Ty Harvey. It happened at about the 5-yard line as Gallagher faked the hand to Barnes, looked left side, threw it down to Porter, who was at about the 5-yard line, and that's where Harvey jumped over his back, and the officials are talking about it. They're still not made a final decision.
It was pretty close. I thought he got there maybe just a hair too soon.
They're still talking about it. They're going to wave it off. 2nd down and 10 coming up. They wave off the flag.
That's one of them that was just, almost too close.
Yeah. So they'll spot it back at the 22-yard line again. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Van Alstyne Panthers. Moving right to left, 22 yards away from pay dirt. As Gallagher and company look to the sidelines, trying to get the play. Porter split out wide to the near side. Wilson in the slot to the far side. And Gallagher wants it, and he's going to hand off to Barnes, going over right guard, spinning out of a tackle, almost broke through inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line, a pickup of 5, but he was hit at about 2 yards down the field, spun out and made another 3 yards afterwards.
Parker Blunt in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
So they'll spot the ball at the 17 after a gain of 5, which sets up a 3rd down and 5. Right now, there's 7:24 on the second quarter clock here at Bulldog Stadium. Gallagher, 3 receivers to the right side. Looking left, though. Now throws across the middle. It's going to be caught by Wilson. Touchdown. 17-yard touchdown pass from Gallagher to Wilson, and that extends Van Alstyne's lead 20-0, awaiting the PAT with 7:13 left to go here in the second quarter. First touchdown, receiving touchdown, passing touchdown of the night for the Panthers. And this is Moore, and he'll boot through the PAT. It is 21-0. Van Alstyne in the lead here, trying to extend it to 11 straight wins over Howe here at Stadium in the 55th Silver Spike. We'll be right back.
Cavender Home Theater has the latest from Dish. New customers get free movies and HBO for a year. Get the multi-sports pack with NFL Red Zone free and the Amazon Alexa free. Existing customers can get the Alexa free too. Just refer a friend to Cavender Home Theater and we'll make sure you get one. Our Hopper 3 has 16 tuners, picture-in-picture with 4 screens, 2 terabyte hard drive, and voice control with Alexa. Cable can't do that. DirecTV can't do that. Come by our showroom or visit CavenderTV.com today.
A word from Douglas Propane.
We had received a call from Cable One back when Howe had the tornado come through. Their tower site back on the hill runs a propane backup generator. You know, my service staff got the call late in the afternoon. We tried to get up there and get the gas to it. The ground was too soft for our bobtail to get back there, so we put it in four-wheel drive, and we actually took 100-pound cylinders and transferred them into the larger tank to get them through until we could get the larger truck back there.
Welcome back. This is Moore to kick the Tech Wave kickoff. It's a deep kick, and Moreau's going to let it go in the end zone. Again, Tech Wave providing internet service for Howe, and we are proud to have them as a sponsor 2017 Howe Bulldog football. It was a 10-play drive for Van Alstyne that went 80 yards and took nearly 3 minutes off the clock to give the Panthers a 21-0 lead here in the second quarter. We are at Bulldog Stadium, and the Bulldogs in all black tonight. Black pants, black jerseys, and black helmets are moving left to right, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line, and this is where they'll start. Into the teeth of the wind, man in motion. Harvey goes under center, handoff Griffin right up the middle, has a seam, and bangs over 2 defenders after about a 5-yard pickup up to the 30-yard line. Griffin ran into traffic. Instead of, it looked like he had a free lane right up the middle, but he saw 2 guys and decided, hey, I'm going to run right over these guys.
Yes. Zach Wright and Gage Proctor will probably be feeling that in the morning.
2nd down and 5 coming up for Howe with Harvey and Riggs and Moss near side. Harvey rolling out that side, looking to throw it down the field. It's going to be caught by Harvey, 1st down at the 39-yard line, and he'll surge forward to the 40. Chase Harvey just kind of slung it out as he was being brought down under pressure, and he threw it up only where Harvey could get it on a pretty tight pass, and it's good for 11 yards and a 1st down for Howe.
It's one of them passes you know they've practiced in the front yard for years.
1st down and 10, left to right for Howe. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff. That's Austin Lee. The fullback is going to bank forward for a couple to the 42, and they'll stop right there.
Number 34, Austin Lee.
6:07 on the clock here before the half. Howe trailing 21-0 to rival Van Alstyne. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Guys, Jaron Ing and Michael Heimel on the sidelines here. We're trying to motivate everybody, trying to keep everybody's heads up here during that last after that last touchdown. So there's still some confidence here on the sidelines from the Bulldogs.
Heimel in the slot here. Bad snap. Harvey keeps it, and this is a great play up the middle to the 40 in Van Alstyne territory as Harvey, for the 2nd time tonight, has a baffled exchange, but has the wherewithal to just take the ball straight up the field, picks up the 1st down inside Van Alstyne territory, and hey, Roger Tidwell called for the fumble-rooski this week, and hey, that looks like it might be a pretty good play.
Chase Colburn, he made the stop for the Panthers, but he was the saving stop for the Panthers.
1st and 10 in Van Alstyne territory. Harvey is going to roll out far side or on the left side. Now he should tuck it, and he does. He's going to gain 5. He's going to gain 6. Here he comes near side. Gets a great block from Austin Lee to the 20, to the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Chalk it up on the highlight film for Austin Lee with the block of the year.
Great block by Austin Lee. Chase buried his head pretty good there in Gage Proctor. He's on the receiving end of a lot tonight. He may not be be pretty sore tomorrow.
1st down and 10 for Howe inside the 15-yard line of Van Alstyne. 4:53 and rolling here in the 2nd quarter. Harvey, handoff, right side, Griffin, drug down at the 10. Gain of a couple, maybe about 3 on the play. As they'll spot it backwards a little bit to the 11. Justin, were you able to see the block down there? We'll come right back to Justin here in just a moment as Harvey goes under center. And he wants to throw, looks back, rolling right, looking down the field, firing. It's caught by Harvey at the 5-yard line. Going to be close to a 1st down. Justin, how close are we? I think we were having audio technical issues of being able to communicate with Justin. And the ball spotted right at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 on the pass and catch from Harvey to Harvey. And it's 3rd down and very short. 3rd and 1. This is 2-down territory for the Howe Bulldogs trying to get on the board. Heimel and Griffin in the backfield. Harvey under center. Handoff Griffin. The middle. Fighting forward. Is he in? It is touchdown time in Texas! The Bulldogs are on the board in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. trailing 21-6, awaiting this Cali Vic PAT with 3:45 on the clock here in the second quarter.
Great block by Clay Marshall. Opened that center hole for Andrew Griffin.
Griffin for 5 yards. And Vic's kick is a low line drive kick. I believe it is good, and it is. 21-7. Van Alstyne in the lead. And the Bulldogs trying to fight and claw and stay in this football game. We'll be right back.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
I would not be surprised to see an onside kick right here.
That would be good.
On the Tech Wave kickoff. It would not surprise me one bit to see Howe try to sneak one right here. Harvey lining up right now to kick it away. It's an off-balance kick line, actually, and it is going to be a squib kick down the middle, taken at the 34-yard line by Jones. That's not Jones. That is Colton Hobbs.
Monty, sorry for the audio difficulty here. I have trouble hearing you down here, but it was almost after that touchdown. It was just like a relief. I saw some of the coaches kind of breathe a sigh of relief there after they scored, and I think it kind of even motivated this sideline more when Cali Vic was able to successfully kick that extra point.
Yeah, that's always a crowd pleaser when Cali Vic is able to bang one through. First down and 10 for Van Alstyne, moving right to left. They have the wind at their back, and Gallagher in the gun fakes the hand to Jones. Going to throw it to the wide receiver over there, Porter. It looked like a for sure 8-yard catch. Harvey was playing off of him a little bit, but Porter just dropped. Second down and 10 coming up.
He did. It bounced right off of his chest.
He hit him right where you don't want it to hit, right? Right in the numbers.
Right in the numbers.
Second down and 10 coming up. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 3:28 before the half. Gallagher is going to hand off this time to Jones, running right side, breaks a tackle, trying to find that far corner. Chased down by Cade Courtney and finally brought down near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Good open field tackle by Cade Courtney.
That'll keep the clock rolling as Courtney drug him down before he got out of bounds. Third down and 2 coming up for the Van Alstyne Panthers. 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. The Panthers have it near midfield at the 49. Gallagher always in shotgun formation. He's going to roll right this time. He's going to obviously keep it sprinting towards that Van Alstyne sideline, and he's going to be stopped after a first down inside Howe territory at the 45-yard line.
Devin Porter made the stop for the Bulldogs.
2:50 on the clock as it stops momentarily. I'm not sure if he got out of bounds there or not. We'll find out as soon as they blow the whistle. Apparently he got out of bounds. Clock stopped at 2:50. This is going to be a handoff to Jones right up the middle. Lots of room up the middle. Gain of about 8 to the Howe 36-yard line.
Good penetration by
It'd be nice for the Bulldogs to get a stop here because they get the ball. Van Alstyne gets the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, this is a big stop right here. Second down and 1 as they have a great kicker as well. Moore can bang it through as we've seen on his PATs. Here's Gallagher throwing the out route, and this is going to be incomplete, trying to hit his receiver on the far side who apparently just dropped it. And that was Moore, the kicker we're talking about. And as a wide receiver, he just basically dropped the ball.
Again, hit him right in the numbers.
That would have been a first down. Has 6 catches for 194 yards on the season, but 2 drops right here on this possession. Third down and 1 coming up. 2:18 on the clock. Van Alstyne moving right to left. I would imagine that anywhere inside the 25, and they would be able to kick it. And here's Jones running on their outside. A great stop by Winston Moss to track him down from behind, but Jones is going to have enough for a first down. It looked like Jones was going to have a lot of running room around the right edge. Moss dove and got his shoestrings, so he only got 1 or 2, but enough for the first down. So the ball now at the 34-yard line. Gallagher, handoff to Jones up the middle. Gain of about 5 inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Devin Porter, J.C. Heppenstall in on the stop.
Under 2 minutes now left to go in the half. 2nd down and 5 coming up as Van Alstyne looks to the sideline, trying to get the in, and now Jones will stand beside Gallagher, who's in shotgun formation. He fakes the hand to Jones. It's going deep down the field. Towards the middle of the field. It's going to be caught. Touchdown Moore. He caught it this time. He dropped 2 earlier, but in the end zone. That one's going to be a touchdown for Van Alstyne for 29 yards.
That pass hit him in stride.
Right over the middle, and now he'll kick the PAT. It's 27-7 awaiting this PAT, and Moore has been successful on all of them so far tonight. Wilson, it's on the tee. The kick is up. It's very high, and it's no good. He missed it, pushed it to the right. 27-7, our new score in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's big-time chicken fried steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell him where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small-town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
Van Alstyne fakes the quail onside for the Tech Wave kickoff. It's 27-7. Van Alstyne just scored on an 8-play, 57-yard drive. And it took right at 2 minutes off the clock. This is going to be more banging in the end zone. It goes out of the end zone, or about 8 yards deep is where it stops rolling. And Howe's going to set up shop at 25-yard line, deep in their own territory. Heading towards that south end zone as we have 1:36 on the clock here in the second quarter.
Guys, Coach Hudson talked about in the coaches show about how important it was to be able to stay in this game in the fourth quarter if they have a chance. It'd be nice to have a score here right before half just to give them confidence going into the locker room.
They definitely need a quick score here. 1st and 10 for Howe, moving left to right. They fake the hand coming on the near reverse. This is going to be Heimel. He's got some speed to the 30, looking for a block. He's got a block, and he's going to be drugged down at the 40-yard line. Clock will keep going once they move the sticks. Ball placed at the 40 on a 15-yard gain by Mikey Heimel on the reverse.
Tyler Neesma and Dylan Porter running out of bounds.
1:26 on the clock. It's rolling, and the coaches are still talking about what play to run. And now they're telling them, and now they all look at the wristbands. 1:13 on the clock. That took 14 seconds. 1st and 10. Harvey goes under center. 2 men in the backfield. He's going to drop back 3 across the middle. Now looks right side for Ty Harvey, his cousin. Goes up for it and is knocked out. Harvey had his hands on it, but Porter appeared to knock it out of his hands, and now there's 59 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, he broke that one up.
That play at the end of the run took somewhere in the ballpark of about 35 seconds to run. And now Howe will all look at the wristbands again. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
And they got 2 timeouts in their back pocket, too.
So Dylan Moreau will be a slot on the far side as Heimel goes in motion. And he's going to get the toss. And they're going to throw the halfback pass. Left-handed thrower. And it's going to be incomplete. Nobody in the vicinity. He was trying to look down the field to Mason Riggs, but the throw was nowhere close and nowhere far enough. So Howe trying to sneak their way on the board there. It'll be 3rd down and 10, however. Nice idea.
It was a good call.
3rd down and 10 coming up. Ball resting at the 40-yard line with the nose touching it. There's 54 seconds on the clock. And part of you thinks, let's just run the football and get out of here to the half. But, part of you thinks you're going to give the ball to them starting the half. Trying to score here. And this is going to be a handoff to Griffin up the middle. And apparently they're ready to just go to the half and not put the ball in the hands of Van Alstyne with a chance to score before the half. It's going to be 4th down, and Howe's going to let this clock roll. 41. They'll probably let it roll all the way down to 1 on the play clock and call a timeout. It's 4th down and 9 here. Ball's at the 42-yard line, and I guarantee you Hudson's going to just get that clock down to.
He's letting it go down to 1, letting the play clock go down to 1.
Yeah, the 14. Let's see. There's about a 6 seconds difference in the play clock. 6 and 7 seconds difference. So there will be probably 8 seconds on the clock when Howe punts it away here, and we'll see where they.
I'm kind of surprised Coach Miller for Van Alstyne didn't call a timeout. He's got 3 there in his pocket. He could have had about 40 seconds or so there to maybe try to get another score.
We're going to take a quick timeout. It's 27-7. Van Alstyne in the lead. We'll be right back.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnorthbarbecue.com. That's bucksnorthbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Justin, I think you're right there as far as the Van Alstyne calling a timeout, but knowing they're going to get the football to start the second half, I think that's probably the reason. And of course, being up by 20 points here.
It's safe to go in with the lead, I guess.
I think they're just content with what they feel like they can do in the second half without scoring here. And Cheatham's going to punt it away. It's going to roll inside the 35 to the 31-yard line, and that will end the first half clock. So the Bulldogs got some work to do in the second half, trailing 27-7, Michael, as you've seen flashes of really good things from Howe. And, the first drive of offense looked really good. Driving down the field between the tackles, there were signs of really life in that first drive, running inside the tackle on those traps and things like that. And then it just stalled out right before. When you get down to first and goal, it's a lot tighter, and Howe was kind of stung right there on that drive.
Yeah, they were, and they've got to come back. They're only down by 20, so they're going to come back this second half, and this game's long from over.
Yeah, the Van
rivalry game.
Yeah, the Van Alstyne Panthers band are making their way on the field. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll let you listen to the Van Alstyne Panther band as well as the Pride of Howe. We'll be right back.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Camilero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25. They're available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Dankenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot, serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Well, Michael, we've seen the beginning of the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. Howe had the first drive and it looked pretty good. Shot out of a cannon on that very first drive. Went all the way from the 29-yard line all the way down to the 10. Made it inside the 10 to the 8 at one point, and then lost a couple of yards back to the 11. Stalled out and had to try a 28-yard field goal, which Callie Vick hooked it to the near side. And Howe drove all the way down the field and didn't get any points out of that drive, and that was really tough way to start the game. And Van Alstyne took the ball at their own 20-yard line after the missed field goal and quickly went 6 plays and 80 yards. And it was the quarterback, Gallagher, Rhett Gallagher, the junior quarterback, who scampered 61 yards right up the middle and then cut it back over to the left hash. And he's got some speed. And with 4:43 rather left to go in the first, Van Alstyne struck first blood 7-0. Howe got the ball back with 4:43 on the clock and went 3 and out, had to punt. And Van Alstyne took it back with 2:36 on the clock and drove 3 plays, 67 yards, punched it in again on another Gallagher run, this time of 7 yards, and Van Alstyne went up 14-0 at 1:45 in the first quarter. Howe's next possession started looking a little bit more like the first possession, started at their own 23-yard line and drove 10 plays before out again and had to punt at the Van Alstyne 28-yard line. Actually, their own 28 because they had a penalty there. So the punt put it back in Van Alstyne's hands in the second quarter at 10:04 on the clock. And Van Alstyne went 10 plays and 80 yards, their most impressive drive of the game so far tonight. It took almost 3 minutes off the clock, and it was a 17-yard touchdown strike from Gallagher to Chase Wilson. And that put Van Alstyne on top 21-0 with 7:13 left to go in the second quarter. Howe took the ball with 7:13 left and scored for the first time tonight. Took it at their own 25-yard line, drove up the field on 8 plays and 75 yards, capped it off with a 5-yard touchdown run by Andrew Griffin, his second of the year, and Howe cut the lead 21-7 after Callie Vick's PAT. And that left 3:45 on the clock here in the second quarter. The Van Alstyne Panthers' next drive started at their own 41-yard line after a squib kick, and they went 8 plays and 57 yards. Scored on a 29-yard touchdown pass from Gallagher to Moore right over the middle. Moore had dropped 2 passes right to him in that series, but he made the big catch on a 29-yarder. And that gave Van Alstyne their 27-7 lead after a missed PAT with 1:36 left to go in the first half. Howe came back with one chance right before the half. Points on the board, drove from the 45 up to 25 up to the 42, but stalled out and had to punt. And here we are. It is band time. It's halftime, and this is Van Alstyne's band, Michael Mosier. And have you seen them yet?
Yes, I have.
How's their band performance?
As good as ours.
As good? So we're winning the Battle of the Silver Spike Band contest, or no?
Close.
Close. Okay.
Close.
That's not an automatic win.
It's not an automatic win, but it's a good competition.
Well, they are setting up shop, and I think they're just about ready. And we're going to let you listen to the entirety of the Van Alstyne Panther band performance. We're at Bulldog Stadium. It's the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. It's 27-7. Van Alstyne in the lead. We will catch back up with you in just a moment after the bands finish their performances.
Cavender Home Theater has the latest from Dish. New customers get free movies and HBO for a year. Get the multi-sports pack with NFL Red Zone free and the Amazon Alexa free. Existing customers can get the Alexa free too. Just refer a friend to Cavender Home Theater and we'll make sure you get one. Our Hopper 3 has 16 tuners, picture-in-picture with 4 screens, 2 terabyte hard drive, and voice control with Alexa. Cable can't do that. DirecTV can't do that. Come by our showroom or visit CavenderTV.com today.
A word from Douglas Propane.
I've been in the industry for 21 years. The other day I got a call from a elderly lady on the side of the highway that wanted to thank me because one of my technicians stopped and changed her tire for her. The service goes so much further than beyond propane. It's the mentality of the person that we have on our staff. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
For their outstanding efforts, this week's Rookie of the Week is Avery Snap. This week's Management of the Week is Madison Moser. The Section of the Week is The Pit. The Pit. The Howe Band would like to congratulate the Van Alstyne Band on advancing the area. Let's go represent Highway 5 and Grayson County all the way to that place we don't mention. Tonight the band will perform their area qualifying UIL contest shows, Stained Glass. Guard soloists are Taylor Thurman, Grace Jones, Natalie Sloan. Instrumental soloists are Greg Snyder, Michaela Doty, Jordan Griffin, Dawson Mitchell, and Josiah Argale. Drum Major Kendall Ketchen, is your band ready?
calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker. Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell them where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnorthbarbecue.com. That's bucksnorthbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Comlero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Dankenstater.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is the #1 coffee shop hotspot, serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Alexa, turn to HGTV.
Tune into HGTV on Dish. This is Fixer Upper.
It may be a gadget, but it sure is fun. You can change channels and search movie titles easier than ever with Alexa. The best part? It's free from Cavender Home Theater. Alexa, why wouldn't everybody have Dish from Cavender's?
I don't know that one.
Don't be left out. Cavender Home Theater today or go to CavenderTV.com.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. We are now just about ready for the third quarter. We had some cowboy nachos from the FFA. Oh my goodness.
Guys, I think next week, Mosier, you come down here and I'll be up in the booth and get those nachos.
I'm telling you what, those are, I'm not kidding. Stadium, anywhere, those are the best nachos I've ever had. They've got brisket on top of the nachos. And I'm not talking about a little bit of brisket. They are covered. Oh my gosh, they are so good.
They're awesome.
I think they're $5 at the concession stand here at home games. The FFA Booster Club is selling those, and I'm telling you what, if you haven't got cowboy nachos, you are missing out. That is no lie.
Well, it's like me and Michael said, they weigh about 3 or 4 pounds.
Oh yeah, that means I'm going to weigh about 3 or 4 pounds here by the fourth quarter. Thank you, sir. Napkin. I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to want to come back. I'm not done with them.
I know.
Here's Harvey on the onside kick. Is it going to go 10 yards? Van Alstyne touched it when it went 9 yards. And apparently the Panthers retained possession. And it was Jones who was able to jump on the loose ball onside kick. So Van Alstyne now, instead of starting deep in their own territory, Howe took a shot on the onside kick. And now VA will start in Howe territory at the 49. Just underway here in the third quarter.
Guys, I think for morale purposes, I think you got to get a stop here, first possession, and score pretty quickly here.
No question.
Just for morale on the sideline.
No question. As here is Gallagher, handoff to Jones, right up the middle. A lot of running room, about 7, maybe 8 yards on first down at the Howe 43-yard line.
Devin Porter, Dylan Moreau, and Andrew Griffin doing the stop.
They'll give him 6 yards on first, bringing up second down and 4 in the Howe side of the field at the 43-yard line. Moreau comes out here to cover the near side. Has split out wide for the Panthers is Draylon Davis, and this is Gallagher handing it off up the middle to Jones again, fighting forward towards the first down marker, crosses the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Might be just inches short of that first down, however, and will set up a third and very short for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think he's about a yard short.
Like Cameron Blesseye may have slowed him up. Andrew Griffin made the stop.
And I would imagine Gallagher will take off running on this one, and he does, around the left edge. And I thought he might have gotten the first down, but I don't think he does.
They stopped him short. They stopped him short on that one.
So it's going to be fourth down from the 40, and that's a great start by the Howe defense. And we'll see what the Van Alstyne Panthers elect to do here to start this. Are they going to – I wouldn't imagine they would punt. I would imagine they would go for it here on 4th and 1. But I have seen stranger things, but this would be a great opportunity for Howe to turn them away. It would serve almost as the onside kick that they wanted if they were able to stop them right here.
That looked like Ty Harvey checked in for Chase Barnett and Clay Marshall.
Gallagher. Flags will fly before this one can get underway, and if this is offsides against Van Alstyne, that'll push them back 5, and it will be punt time for Van Alstyne, you would suspect. Barnett comes in now for Clay Marshall. They'll push the ball back at the 44-yard line.
I'm sorry, but can you see Barnett on the line where Marshall just come from?
I would suspect it would be a different type of formation. But no indication of a punt here so far. 4th and 5, a long 5 coming up for Van Alstyne. And there's no indication of a punt just yet. Gallagher in shotgun formation. He will fake the hand. He's going to roll out near side, looking down the field. It's going to be caught by Chase Wilson for a first down. He threw it right at his feet. Wilson went down to grab it, and they were able to move the sticks at the 34-yard line of Howe. Gain of 10.
A little discussion going on here between Coach and Mason Riggs.
And the Gallagher wants to throw the screen pass under pressure, now throws it deep down the field. Wide open is Porter. Caught it at the 10, strolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Van Alstyne. 34-yard strike. Gallagher once again to Porter. And he wanted to throw the screen pass, but he had great coverage on his receiver that was screened out. And he looked down the field, and Porter was wide open. 33-7, awaiting this PAT by Moore. Wilson puts it on the tee. The kick is blocked by Mason Riggs, and Riggs will get up and fall on it. So 33-7 will be our new score here in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. 9:38 left to go in the third quarter. We'll be right back.
Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Monty Walker.
Not yet. And this is going to be the Tech Wave kickoff by Moore rolling into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Howe will have it deep in their own territory at the 25-yard line. Michael, I've lost my pen.
Uh-oh.
I got so
there it
involved.
is.
I got so involved in the Cowboy nachos during the break.
I know.
That I lost my mind.
You did. You did. It's one of them things where you just go, oh my gosh, I can't put them down.
So Howe will start with 9:35 on the third quarter clock, trailing 33-7. 2 men in the backfield. Harvey's going to hand off to Andrew Griffin, who runs the trap from the middle to the right side. Is going to be brought down after a minimal gain of about 2.
Man at the line of scrimmage by Justin Barnes for the Panthers.
Again, lots of love to the FFA Booster Club for the Cowboy Nachos. And now you got to listen to it the rest of the game after we had that. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Got to promote them nachos.
High formation for Howe. Handoff Griffin up the middle. Closed down. Looked like an opening for a moment, but it's closed down quickly. Another 2 yards for Griffin.
Once again, the ball
Up to the 29, just shy of the 30.
Yeah. Quick note here, Michelle Carney, if you're interested in a Pray for Tate t-shirt, please contact Michelle Carney. She has those order forms with her tonight here at the game.
Good deal. 3rd and about 7. Harvey under pressure, sitting up the middle screen to Andrew Griffin. Coming near side, first down. And more, 40, 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race, 35, 30. Keeps his feet to the 20, 15, down at the 10-yard line. Andrew Griffin on the middle screen somehow broke a last tackle. I thought he was going to take it to the house, but sets up Howe in great shape at the 6.
Great blocking downfield by Ty Harvey. Good run by Andrew.
65 yards on the pass and catch on the middle screen.
A good play by Chase Harvey. He held on to that ball as long as he possibly could.
Excellent play fake there. It's first down and goal from the 6. 2 men in the backfield, 2 slots to the right, and this will be Griffin, and this will actually be Harvey trying to keep it up the middle, fighting towards that end zone. Going to be close, but down just inside the 1, I believe. Second down and goal coming up. And Howe in a great position here to start trying to chip away. But they've got to get a stop on defense. But it's second and goal here. Harvey goes under center on the quarterback keeper, trying to push it through. He is in, and it's touchdown time in Texas. Howe is on the board again with 7:29 left to go in the third quarter. Narrows the gap, 33-13, awaiting the PAT by Callie Vick. We just needed some Cowboy nachos. That's all we needed.
We did. We started talking about the Cowboy nachos, and look what happened.
Callie Vick on for the PAT. It's on the tee. The kick is up. It's high. Looks good, and it is. 33-14 now. Howe cuts the lead. And we will take a quick timeout on HoweEnterprise.com. We'll be right back.
Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's big-time chicken fried steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell them where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small-town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
Ready for the Tech Wave kickoff as Ty Harvey stands about 8 yards away, 9 yards away from the ball. And he will be kicking it towards the north end zone. A high kick, deep kick, going to be taken by Moore at the 5, up the far sideline. On that Van Alstyne sideline, it does. And he'll take it out to about the 25-yard line, and that's where VA will start their next series with 7:24 on the clock here in the third quarter. For Howe, it was a 5-play, 75-yard drive, and it took about 2 minutes off the clock. The big play was the Andrew Griffin middle screen from Chase Harvey, and it went 65 yards and put the Bulldogs in a first and goal situation in which Chase Harvey finally pushed it over from the 1. This is a handoff to Jones running left side, brought down hard by the Bulldogs after a gain of about 2. Guess who was there to make the stop? Chase Barnett was right around his knees. It's second down and about 7 coming up.
Chase Barnett, that's a pretty good ball play.
A little bit like Ty Portman. And this is going to be a handoff. No, Gallagher's going to keep it around the right edge. He's got a seam. This is what he scored on earlier. 60. He's got the 50. He's got the 40. A foot race, cuts it back. Makes a move on Cade Courtney. Down around the 30-yard line. It's finally going to be horse-collared and thrown down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Dylan Porter just stays right on top of Ty Harvey on that run, and Harvey just can't seem to get away from him. He's like a little pest.
56-yard run for Gallagher, and that's exactly the same play he scored on to start this football game on the very first score for Van Alstyne, and it's now first and 10 for the Panthers inside the Howe 20 at the 18-yard line. Gallagher wanting to throw the screen pass, sets up the bubble screen on the far side for Porter, and right there is a bunch of Bulldogs, but he somehow escapes and gains about 2 or 3 on the far side. 6:16 on the clock and rolling here in the third quarter. Van Alstyne up 33-14.
Ty Harvey in on the stop.
Van Alstyne with an enrollment that is much larger than Howe. Howe, one of the smallest 3A Division I schools. This is Jones on the right side. He hits about the 7-yard line before he is crunched down by several Bulldogs, including Cade Courtney and others. It's going to be close to a first down, about third and short, 3rd and 1 coming up.
Notice the Panthers taking Andrew out of the game. They just, somebody's just taking him to the ground and laying on top of him.
Jones run up the middle, and he is going to squirt free into the end zone. 39-14. VA scores again. This time Jones on an 8-yard touchdown run. 5:38 on the clock, and the Panthers are trying to make it a pretty big gap here, 40-14. Moore on for the PAT. It is up. It's low. It's going to be blocked again, and only 6 on the board for Van Alstyne.
Looked like Dyson Dillard blocked that extra point try.
So Van Alstyne has 39. The Bulldogs 14, 55th. Silver Spike will be right back.
You are invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Comlero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available at all home games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Nakenstater.
39 is the points that Van Alstyne put on Howe a year ago. 39-36 was the score, 39-14 right now. Moreau is going to catch the Tech Wave kickoff at the 11-yard line. Going up the right side, he's got a room. He's got space to the 50, to the 45, knocked out of bounds in Van Alstyne territory at the 42-yard line. A nice return by Dylan Moreau into Van Alstyne territory.
Austin Moore run him out of bounds.
And I see the Moreau family right down here, all smiles with Daddy Moreau wearing the number 12 jersey that his son wears out on the field. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, moving right to left at the 42-yard line.
That was a great return by Dylan.
I formation for Howe. Center handoff Griffin, right side. Barrels over 2 defenders on his way for about 6 yards on 1st down near the 35-yard line.
Again, Proctor was the recipient of an Andrew Griffin hit.
Justin White, I was told by head coach Zach Hudson that even after a loss, post-game interviews are okay. So
okay,
he said okay, that's fine.
How reluctant was he?
He was not. He was okay. Hand off to Griffin near side. He's got the 30. He's got the 25. Squirts through at the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Griffin with some nice running, getting some great blocks across the middle, and another 1st down for Howe.
Again, Proctor in on the stop for the Panthers.
23 yards for Andrew Griffin. Spots the ball at they'll spot it at the 14, so I take that back. Give him 21 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Right to left, Moss and Griffin in the backfield. Heimel goes in motion. Handoff Griffin, left side. And he's going to gain a couple, nearly to the 10. They'll spot him at the 11. Gain of 3.
Met by Justin Barnes and Chase Wilson for the Panthers.
2nd down and about 7 coming up as they'll spot the ball with the nose of it, touching the 10. Howe getting a pretty good spot right there. 4:02 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Van Alstyne up 39-14. Moss and Griffin in the backfield. Harvey, he's going to fake the hand and give it. He's going to keep it over right guard. And he'll push the ball forward to about the 7-yard line. So a gain of about 3 for Harvey. 5th play of the drive coming up. Van Alstyne answered Howe's 5-play 75-yard drive with a 4-play 75-yard drive. Howe trying to keep up here. Mano a mano in the 2nd half. Harvey goes under center, 3rd down and about 4. Handoff. That's Austin Lee carrying the ball across, close to a 1st down, close to a touchdown. They'll spot it at the 1.
Austin Lee, number 34.
Good for about 6 yards on that carry. Will set up a 1st and goal from right about the 1-yard line. We would imagine with a big body like Chase Harvey, it wouldn't surprise me to see him try to punch it in with a quarterback keeper here.
Yeah, this 2nd half, Howe's come out and answered everything that Van Alstyne's thrown at him.
1 man in the backfield is Andrew Griffin. He'll stand right behind Chase Harvey, who goes under center. 3 receivers to the near side, and this is going to be Harvey rolling out, now driving over the end zone, and it is touchdown time in Texas. Harvey rolled out near side like he was going to throw. He had no intention of ever throwing the only to get around the edge and dive over for the score, and all of a sudden Howe trails Van Alstyne 39-20. Awaiting this PAT with 2:44 left to go in the 3rd. Callie Vick is on to do the chores. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. Howe trails 39-21 here in the 3rd quarter. Look out. We'll be right back.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot serving Bulldogs, Panthers, and mascots everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Alexa, turn to HGTV.
Tune into HGTV on Dish. This is Fixer Upper.
It may be a gadget, but it sure is fun. You can change channels and search movie titles easier than ever with Alexa. The best part? It's free from Cavender Home Theater. Alexa, why wouldn't everybody have Dish from Cavender's?
I don't know that one.
Don't be left out. Call Cavender Home Theater today or go to CavenderTV.com.
Here's the Tech Wave kickoff, going to be taken by Moore at the 7-yard line. Coming up the far hash on the Van Alstyne side, now trying to find that Van Alstyne corner. Escapes several defenders. some kind of poor tackling by Howe, but Van Alstyne will set up shop just shy of the 30 at about the 29-yard line.
Ty Harvey made contact with him. A little slow getting up, but looks like he's going to be okay.
Justin has the feel of the team down there.
Right now, I think they just need to get a stop right now, but they're feeling confident here on offense.
1st and 10, left to right, Van Alstyne. Handoff Jones coming near side. He's really tucking it away, and he's going to be brought down after he crosses the 31. And Zach Hudson runs almost out to the numbers to say, great job, Winston Moss, of cutting out the edge.
You're kind of hoping the confidence on the offense will translate over to the defense.
So a gain of a couple to the 32-yard line, give him 3, setting up 2nd down and 7 coming up. Gallagher in the gun, sends Jones to his left, right beside him. Gallagher hands off to him. No, he fakes it. Gallagher rolls out left, wants to throw. Down the field, all alone is Chase Wilson at the 45. Makes it across Howe territory, coming near side, up the middle, and brought down at the 30-yard line in Howe territory. A big gainer for VA, and that's not what you wanted. That was 48 yards.
Ty Harvey back in the game for Mason Riggs.
Make that 38 yards. Here's a handoff to Jones. No, Gallagher's going to keep it around the left edge. Look out. He's got speed. 1st down and more to the 15. Down to the 10. And close to the goal line inside the 5. Unable to stop Gallagher at all tonight, or the Bulldogs, when he runs around either edge. And it'll be a 1st down and goal situation around the 5-yard line. And this is going to be Jones coming near side. He's got the 5, and he is flipped over and brought down inside the 5 at about the 2-yard line.
Again, Andrew Griffin taken out of the play by Sawyer Callies. He just takes him to the ground and lays on top of him.
It was a 25-yard run by Gallagher on the previous play that set up this 1st and goal, now 2nd and goal situation. Clock is rolling under a minute now in the 3rd quarter. Van Alstyne knocking on the door, wanting more right here. Man in motion and a flag down before we can get underway. This is going to be against Van Alstyne. False start. So it was 2nd down and goal from about the 3. They're going to back it up. 2nd down and goal now from the 8.
J.C. Heppenstall checks out of the game. Looks like Austin Lee checked in at that linebacker position.
Chase Wilson in the slot on the near side. Split out wide is Davis. And it'll be Culbertson in the slot up top. Man in motion is Wilson. Gallagher has it. Wants to throw left side. Wilson in the flat, and he's going to dive over. A flag down. Van Alstyne has scored, but a flag is down. I believe there's going to be an illegal block. No touchdown. We'll check the flag. Justin, did you get a chance to look at that?
Yeah, I couldn't see what the flag is for.
There's a man down
and I'm trying to see
about
who
the
that
goal
is.
line. It looks like it might be Harvey.
It is Ty Harvey.
It's a long-bodied individual. And Harvey is down at about the goal line. He is moving his legs, bringing his knee up to him. He might have had the wind knocked out of him, but right now there's 21 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Van Alstyne leading 39-21. Knocking on the door, flag down. They just scored, but a flag will negate that. And Harvey is down on what appears it might be an illegal block, but we'll have to check and see. The officials have called an official timeout. The coaches are over there with Ty Harvey. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
A word from Douglas Propane.
Working at Douglas, you are a member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into a generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family, and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Not good news for the Bulldogs, as Ty Harvey not putting any weight on his right leg at all, being carried off the field by the trainers as he is hopping on one leg. And gosh, if the Harvey family hadn't had enough already.
Yeah, they have. You know, and there's been a lot of extracurricular going on over there with Dylan Porter. You know, I'm not saying anything was done intentionally, but there's been a lot of they've done a lot of pushing and shoving and carrying on over there all night.
It's kind of the way it is in rivalry games. There's a lot of emotions in games like this, and now Van Alstyne will face a 2nd and goal.
That was a holding penalty too, Monty.
From the 14, and here's Gallagher throwing in the middle screen themselves, and it's going to be caught and dropped immediately, setting it up for Wilson. And Moreau said it was a fumble that he picked it up, but it's not. It was apparently an incomplete pass, as Wilson was trying to catch the middle screen, but it fell incomplete. I thought he caught and immediately went to the ground, but apparently not. It's incomplete. We'll do it again. 3rd down and goal from the 14. The Van Alstyne Panthers are looking toward the sideline, trying to get the play call. Coaches in royal blue tops and khaki bottoms, and now a timeout has been called, and we will take one too. We'll be right back in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Hey, this is Nothing in this town is a secret for long, but I've got one for you. I know you know all about Abby's Restaurant's Big Time Chicken Fried Steak, but this old bulldog can't get enough of their patty melt and grilled chicken patty melt. Just don't tell him where you heard it. Hey, it's a secret between you and me. Abby's Restaurant is Howe's own small town, small business, family-owned restaurant in the historic downtown district.
Don't tell anybody about their patty melts, because I want one.
Welcome back. Bulldog Stadium as Van Alstyne faces a 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line, calling a timeout. We'll get everything they have right here. 2 receivers to either side, man in motion. And again, flags fly before this one can get underway. And this one's going to go against Van Alstyne, a motion call. So back it up 5 again, so at the 19-yard line.
It looks like Tanner Jones keeps starting his motion. He's doing something that's drawing the flag.
Speaking of Tanners, Tanner Hartsfield is here, and he's right in front of us. Welcomed 2016 member of the Howe Bulldogs, and 15 member and 14 member. And played for a long time. True heart and soul of those teams. Man in motion again, and this is Gallagher wanting to throw on 3rd and very long, 3rd and goal. In the end zone, up for it is Porter, and he comes down with it. Touchdown, Van Alstyne. Jump ball to Porter, and without Harvey in the game, other people can go up on a jump ball and get it. 5 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd quarter, and Van Alstyne is up to score 45-21, awaiting the PAT. Moore on for the PAT here, and it's on the tee. This time it's not blocked. It's a high kick, and it's good. Van Alstyne extends their score and lead 46-21. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
When life is at its most difficult, we surround ourselves with people who are kind, compassionate, and understanding. At Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory, Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins are those people. When tragedy hits, they will work for you and take care of what needs to be done for your loved ones. For more information about their services, visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call them at 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Their loving staff will take care of you and your loved ones.
You are invited to the one and only Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Bucks North Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back as Van Alstyne extends their lead 46-21 over Howe. About to be in the fourth quarter right now. There's 5 seconds left to go in the third. The kickoff should do it. This is a high kick. Going to be going to Dylan Moreau again. Actually, Mason Riggs will take it at the 10. Trying to find that far corner. And he'll be brought down shy of the 30 at about the 27-yard line where Howe will start the fourth quarter. They'll change sides, and we will come back right after this.
This is Michael Mosier inviting you to support your local Howe Athletic Booster Club. I may not be able to pronounce Enrique Comlero, but I can tell you that if he played for Howe, he would need your support. Memberships are $25 and are available on games. Your membership benefits not just high school programs, but also middle school sports. Please support your hometown kids, even ones that might have a name like Aljundo Dankenstater.
Welcome back. We'll come back a little bit early. Michael Mosier, this is, one of those games where offensively Howe looks like, they're able to stay in the game. Defensively is a totally different story.
And defense are struggling. And, it's been back and forth. Howe score, Van Alstyne score, but you gotta stop them on the defense.
At some point, you gotta
arm tackling. You gotta knock that off.
Yeah, at some point, you got to come up with a big stop.
And I will say back to just briefly here in a second. I've got something to tell you about my little commercial.
28-yard line is where Howe will start, moving left to right. This is going to be an option. The ball's on the turf. Howe's going to have to jump back on. And I believe they do. It's going to be a loss of one, possibly two on the play. Second down and 11 coming up, but that's a dangerous play there. First time we've seen the option tonight, and it did not turn out so well for the Bulldogs. They'll spot it at the 27-yard line, a loss of one. Second down and 11 coming up.
Yeah, it looked like Chase Harvey or Dylan Moreau come up with it.
Well, now Hunter Cheatham will split out wide to the near side and Ty Harvey's position. And Chase Harvey drops back, wants to throw, slings it across the middle, and lucky that one was not intercepted. The sidearm slinger threw it down, and Jones was right there. And along with, I believe that was Colton Hobbs rather. And it falls incomplete, but, well, that was dangerous.
We were in Ponder the other day, and I would have not thought I would have heard the last name Dankenstrider in Ponder, but sure enough,
is that where it came from?
In the band competition,
Harvey wanting to throw the middle screen, sets it up this time. Van Alstyne snips it out, and it falls incomplete to Griffin, who gets up kind of holding his right wrist, but it's just the play band. He pulls it right back up. No injury there. Fourth down and 11 coming up. So Dankenstater was in the band and Ponder.
Was actually in the Ponder band.
Dankenstater.
Believe it or not. But they pronounced it correctly over there.
I'm wondering.
Right, no, they pronounced it correctly in Ponder.
Here's a low kick. Going to bounce at the 45 in Van Alstyne territory. Chase Barnett is there to watch it roll to the 40. And that's where Van Alstyne will take it after the Howe punt.
Well, I say they pronounced it right. They pronounced it Dankenstrider. Maybe they're pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I
am correct.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
I mean, it is possible.
I doubt it. I'm not going to know. It's not possible. Come on now. What's number 52 for Van Alstyne? Right? Let me see here.
This is going to be a handoff and another flag down behind the line of scrimmage. It was initially it's going to be a handoff to Colton Hobbs, but this one's coming back.
Maxwell Nazarko.
Okay.
That's probably not right either.
No, I think that's probably right.
Is that close? Hey, I'm good.
I think that's probably right.
My problem is Nathan, number 22. We're just going to call him Nathan.
Number 22, Nathan Cuthbertson is how it's spelled. Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson.
I'm sure it's probably not pronounced that way, but
That's how I pronounce it, Cuthbertson.
Hey, there's Justin. Where you at, bud?
This is going to be Gallagher throwing it out to Porter, who had his knees cut out from underneath him. Chase Barnett was right there to hit him from behind. Porter's going to get up, but that's one of those where you kind of worry about the kid because he's going to get up limping a little bit because his leg got taken out from underneath, and Barnett was right there to put the hit on him. And it's going to be second down and long up to the 36-yard line. Gallagher, same play, near side Porter. This time he escapes Barnett, escapes another defender, is going to be brought down hard from behind by Barnett, who caught up with him, and Andrew Griffin helped him out as well, but not before Porter crossed the 50-yard line in Howe territory to the 44-yard line.
You know, I will say Chase Barnett may not be the biggest kid out there, but he's got the biggest heart than anybody I've ever seen.
He and a young man named Hartsfield last year. You can tell with the players that play with heart because they don't ever stop. And here's a gain of about 2 on an inside carry. And I believe on the carry.
Bless eye on the stop, number 22.
I'm not sure who that was. I think it might be ball carrier, Sam Rimple. Second down and 8 coming up nonetheless.
Like 9:52 on the clock.
Ball at the 43-yard line, gain of 1, second down and 9 coming up. Gallagher fakes the hand, now he gives it, and spinning out of a tackle is going to be his running back, which is Justin Barnes, the junior, and he'll have enough for a first down at about the 32-yard line.
Justin Barnes is the brother of Jordan Barnes, the Panther that had back in 2011 rushed for 500 and something yards and 6 touchdowns against Farmersville.
Gain will set up a 1st and 10 for the Van Alstyne Panthers. Here in the fourth quarter, I need to change that over, huh?
Yeah, Justin's dad is the police chief in Van Alstyne.
And this is going to be a hand off to the near side. And that again is Barnes, and he'll gain 3, maybe 4, close to 5 to the 29-yard line in Howe territory.
Parker Blunt and Dylan Moreau in on the stop.
You know, Howe just needs that big stop. You know, we haven't seen Eric Zagleski tonight. You know, the big play on defense to make that big stop. And, you know, of course, Van Alstyne now taking all the time in the world, running that play clock down to 10 here. And this will be Gallagher handing off around the right edge to a new running back who's into the game. Close to a first down is Jake Carroll on the carry, the sophomore. And that will be very close to a first down. At the 24-yard line, I say he went down a little early. Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1 as Carroll in the game. Now at the tailback position. Chase Wilson still in the game. All the wideouts are the same. And the running back, or the quarterback, is the same. But Carroll is the new running back into the game for Van Alstyne Panthers. He stands to the left of Gallagher, and he gets the hand here right up the middle, hit hard, bounces out of a tackle, and fights forward across the 20 to about the 17-yard line and move the sticks for the Panthers again.
Again, you make that initial contact, you have got to bring him to the ground. You can't let, just arm tackle and let him go.
6-yard gain for Carroll and a new set of downs. Again, we might hear from Coach Zach Hudson tonight if Justin is up for it.
I'm up for it.
We got you back, Justin. Way up here, we got it.
I'm up for it. Michael, you may go ahead and send out a prayer text.
Okay. We can do that.
Handoff. Carroll has his legs cut out from underneath him, up the middle by Andrew Griffin. Loss of 1 on the play, second down and 11.
No, I'm joking. I know Coach Hudson's a good guy. I know he's just always very, very focused during the game.
He is very intense, and, that's how you want your coaches to be, in my opinion. You don't want a coach who's so lax.
Yeah, you wouldn't want a jokester as a coach.
No.
So I definitely understand.
Well, The Cowboys have had a couple of those. I think one's a defensive coordinator somewhere now. Here's a handoff to Carroll near side, and he bounces his way out to the 15. You know, some would say Barry Switzer might have been the jokester back in the day.
Yeah, you know, that. But those Sooners, you know, they're awesome.
Yes, they are. How
and
about them Sooners?
And Stephen Braswell goes to.
Oh,
he's in Austin.
He wasn't even here. That's why he's not here.
That's why he's not here.
That's why Stephen's not here.
And I know he's listening because he's sending text messages.
3rd down and 7 coming up. Gallagher looks near side, wants to throw, and it's going to be caught. A great catch by Porter at the 4-yard line. Made an NFL-type catch with both feet in bounds. He only got to get one, but he went and made sure and had 2 feet in bounds at the 4.
Couple of score updates here. Gunner on top of Cooper 50-0, and that game is final. Munster beat Lindsay 65-0. Is final. Those must have been pretty quick games. Pottsboro beating Callisburg 42-0.
Gallagher handoff Jake Carroll around the right edge. He is in. Touchdown Van Alstyne. To add insult to injury, the Panthers are going up 52-21, awaiting the POT with 6:02 left to go in the game.
Let's see here. Watchboro on top, Pilot Point 21-12. Anna beating Quinlan Ford 35-14.
And the PAT, it appears, is good. 53-21. VA in the lead. We'll be right back.
Carrie's Coffee Co. in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the #1 coffee shop hotspot, serving Bulldogs, Panthers, everywhere. Carrie's Coffee Co. offers a variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Co. in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Carrie's Coffee Co. is Texas quality.
Cavender Home Theater has the latest from Dish. New customers get free movies and HBO for a year. Get the multi-sports pack with NFL Red Zone free and the Amazon Alexa free. Existing customers can get the Alexa free too. Just refer a friend to Cavender Home Theater and we'll make sure you get one. Our Hopper 3 has 16 tuners, picture-in-picture with 4 screens, 2 terabyte hard drive, and voice control with Alexa. Cable can't do that. DirecTV can't do that. Come by our showroom or visit CavenderTV.com today.
53-21, Van Alstyne in the lead here at the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. The fake the quail onside. They do that every time. And they'll boot this one away with 6:02 left to go in the game. And the Tech Wave kickoff is a high, deep kick going near side in the corner and 4 yards deep in the end zone. It bounces out about 7 yards deep in the end zone. And Howe will start at their own 25-yard line. 6:02, or 5:59 rather, on the clock now as Howe will start. And moving left to right. Are we still going into the wind down there, Justin?
Yes.
So Howe's going to have to mount this comeback against the wind.
It's a pretty stiff wind too.
And without Ty Harvey. Handoff up the middle, and that's Andrew Griffin. He breaks out of a tackle, and he'll fight past the 30 to about the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 on first down. 2nd down and 4 coming up as Howe is just, trying to some clock and, fighting. Put some points on the board as well, as they're doing a great job offensively tonight of finding, kind of their identity. I think this is what their identity is.
Yeah, it's offensively been great.
Griffin dives forward for a couple. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Offensively, it's been great. Defensively, you got to make, you make contact. You got to bring the player down.
Van Alstyne, we knew coming into the game they do score, and they did tonight. And they average 37 points a game. They've scored more than anyone in district, including Pottsboro. And they're just adding to that tonight with their 53 points. And Howe with a 3rd and 1 strolls to the line of scrimmage. And Mason Riggs puts his arms in the air like he doesn't know what the play is, but maybe he's just mystique everybody. Here's a handoff. Griffin coming to the far side, and he's got some room. 50, 45, 40, down to the 25, almost to the 20-yard line. A nice run around the far edge by Andrew Griffin.
Oh, I got a flag on the play.
Is that the end? It will not negate the run. As of right now, the ball spotted at the 22-yard line.
Penalty flag.
The 45-yard run by Andrew Griffin. But let's check the flag. Some new players coming into the game for Howe. Looks like Alex Kellum.
Alex Kellum checked in and Garrison checked out.
So apparently there's a personal foul at the end of this, or was there a hold?
No, it was a personal foul.
It was a personal foul.
Okay, so they're moving the ball all the way back near midfield at the 46-yard line. That wipes out a big, huge run. Still decent amount of territory, but the personal foul hurts. Harvey goes under center, and there he hands off to Austin Lee, who's going to gain 2, but they ran into each other, handing it off to the left side.
Number 34, Austin Lee, gain of 2.
Ball spotted at the 44-yard line now. 2nd down and 8 coming up for Howe. We're at the 4:16 mark and rolling here in the fourth quarter, and Howe, they're starting to look at some, playoff opportunities. And you got to beat Councilburg, you got to beat Pilot Point. You somehow got to be on the right side of the point differential on all of that.
Yes, you do.
Heimel comes in motion from far side to near, and Harvey's going to keep it along the left edge, and he's got some room to a first down at the 35-yard line. A nice run there on the read by Harvey, a good for right about 9 yards.
Great block by Kellum and Clay Marshall. Austin checks out. Andrew Griffin checking back in.
New set of downs for Howe. 1st and 10 at the Van Alstyne 35-yard line. 3:34 and the clock rolls here in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. Howe trying to get some points on the board here again. Rolling out right side is Harvey. Doesn't have anybody to throw to, and now just slings it out of bounds. And now a flag will come down, and he points in the area of Kellum.
Legal man downfield, maybe.
And that's what it is. He was down the field. Now, Kellum doesn't play all the time, so you can understand some mistakes like that. Not a starting player coming in late in the game, and he has his hands on his helmet and kind of punches himself on the right side of the temple in his helmet as he knows he's the guilty player involved there. But that's okay. That's how you learn.
That's right.
So the ball spotted at the 40 now instead of the 35. This is the 6th play of the drive for Howe. Harvey will go under center with Griffin and Moss in the backfield, 1st and 15. And now Harvey and Moss have a discussion, and now they figure out what they're doing. Harvey rolls out right. Man in his face, escapes one defender, and now just heaves it out of bounds. A great job by Harvey just to get rid of it. 2nd and 15 coming up. Harvey with all kinds of pressure coming up the middle now, and just had to fire that one away for the 2nd time.
Heaved it over to me.
Did you catch that?
I almost did. I threw up a hand for it. I didn't. It come over to the track.
Well, let's think of some things we might ask Coach Hudson. A big game. We don't want to speculate on injury. We don't want to ask about Harvey. But we probably, we want to know about the emotions of the game coming in. And the offense looked great tonight. The offense was much improved.
It's a season-high 21 points they scored tonight.
That's correct. They've done a great job offensively. Just can't get that stop. And here's Harvey handing off to Griffin, who cuts it back. And that's going to be no gain on the play up to the 40-yard line.
Tripped up by Tanner Jones.
We're at 3:01, now under 3 minutes to go in the game. 3rd and 15 coming up. But, we might want to, just ask Coach Hudson what's the feel of the team, possibly, a big game, rivalry. Maybe the identity of the offense has been found. Like we say, offensively looked pretty good tonight. Handoff near side. That's Griffin again trying to find the corner. Stiff arms of Van Alstyne defender. And now a flag down at the 40. And let's see what this flag's about.
That's going to be a face mask, yeah.
It was Griffin who stiff armed the defender right in the face. Personal foul, face mask against Van Alstyne.
He was calling 44, but I don't see a 44.
Well, that'll move the ball to the 24-yard line and a new set of downs for the Howe Bulldogs. But we're rolling with 2:28 when they start the clock here. 1st and 10, and there it goes. Harvey will go under center. Wanted to talk a moment for his backs, but now he didn't. And then he's going to hand off Griffin. Left guard for 3 yards. To the 21, maybe the 20-yard line.
Hunter Griffin tripped him up for the Panthers.
2nd down and long coming up. But I'll tell you what, it's been hard to watch the Bulldogs go 0-7 now. It's been tough just to see, the team go through troubles like this. It's not that they're a terrible team. A lot of it is the schedule that they've played. But it's been difficult to see them have to fight through this adversity. Here's a handoff through to Griffin up the middle, fighting forward inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, and that's a bunch of never quit from the Howe Bulldogs.
That's right.
Griffin.
Jordan Galecki and Kobe Hunter brought him down.
You'd love to see them punch it in here under 2 minutes. Just go ahead and punch it in and, have some momentum going into next week.
Well, and that's one thing I am going to talk to Coach Hudson about is just the effort. This team is on the losing end of the stick each week, but it's not from a lack of effort, though.
Here's a handoff. Griffin left side, still fighting, up the middle, and inside, maybe inside the 5, right at it. They'll spot it just outside the 5 at the 6.
Andrew Griffin, I said it. You said you were going to cut it, which that's awesome. But, Andrew Griffin, he'll run that ball with his arms off. He cut his arms off, he's still running the ball.
That's true.
Pull his leg off, he's still going to run the ball. That kid gives everything he has.
Under a minute. And I think you're right, Justin, about that question. Here is Harvey, and he's going to keep it up the middle. And is he fighting? And he is fighting. It is touchdown time in Texas as Howe Bulldogs have never given up, fighting till their last breath here and putting the last points of this game on the board, trailing 53-27, awaiting the PAT. 6-yard touchdown by Chase Harvey.
And we talked about before about that's kind of the personality of Coach Hudson. He's just hard-nosed, hard work, and doesn't give up. And he tries to implore his kids to do that.
I definitely agree with that. Vic, it was a bad exchange snap, and the extra point has been blocked.
They had a new holder. Chase Barnett was holding, and that's normally done by Ty Harvey.
That's true. So a new holder. 40 seconds on the clock. 53-27 left. 53-27 to go. And my goodness, I am just all messed up.
40 seconds.
Maybe we should just stay here.
There we go.
Let's cut the break and let's just stay here.
There we go.
I have. Woo.
That's all right.
You know, we're talking about what, 80 points tonight?
That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot of points on the board. So the drive for Howe is pretty impressive. It goes 12 plays, and you can hear him yelling Silver Spike. 75 yards on the drive, and you can hear the Van Alstyne crowd yelling Silver Spike, as they will have the presentation of the Silver Spike after the game. Hunter Cheatham leading the troops on to kick this one away as Ty Harvey, again the kicker, out of the game. And he is sitting down on the track over here, still with his shoulder pads on. He hasn't removed his shoulder pads yet, but he is nowhere near coming back into this game. And there's only 40 seconds on the clock, even if. And I'm sure Van Alstyne will take a knee and start celebrating their 11th consecutive victory in the Silver Spike Series. Hunter Cheatham runs to the ball, kicks it away. It's a squib kick, and it's going to be taken at the 44-yard line of Van Alstyne. 30 seconds on the clock now. And this will be a knee, and this will be it, I'm sure. And after the after Coach Hudson has a chance to talk to his team and all of that stuff, and when the family comes onto the field, that's when we're allowed to go over and talk to him. And Van Alstyne in victory formation, and they will do just that. And that's the end of the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. Van Alstyne will keep the spike again for the 11th time in a row. Howe, your Bulldogs dropped to 0-7 for the first time since 2005. 53-27, and it's just, you see signs of progress though from the Howe Bulldogs with their offense moving on up tonight, able to score points. With the Van Alstyne, you can hear the crowd on the far side. They are pretty happy about the Silver Spike. The coaching staff shaking hands across the field as well as the players. A lot of sportsmanship. It's a heated rivalry. It's really tough, and it's tough to lose a rivalry game, but a lot of sportsmanship involved from these two towns tonight. Not a lot of crazy extracurricular penalties. There were some, but not extravagant. And now Howe will line up for their to face the crowd with the fight song and the school song, as a lot of heads are lowered for the school song. And the Howe Bulldogs are going over to talk to Coach Hudson, who's scratching the top of his head and trying to find out what they can do next week to come up with a victory. As you see improvements, especially on the offensive side of the ball, being able to, run between the tackles and have some success. Ty Harvey now tries to limp his way over to his teammates. He is putting pressure on his right leg, but keeping that leg straight as a board. And, boy, you hate to see that. One of your best players in his senior year having trouble even walking over to his team. You just hate to see that.
You do, and, I hope...
but it's better than not being able to walk to his team.
Right. And, I hope that whatever injury or whatever issue he may be having, that it's just that, just an issue for tonight. Ty Harvey, son, I wish you the best, and I hope you get to heal quickly.
We'll let Justin White talk to Zach Hudson here in just a moment, and he'll probably have to break in on me because I'm going to go ahead and recap this game for us. So, Justin, when you corral Coach Hudson, just go ahead and break in.
Okay, we'll do.
But the Bulldogs started out with the football. They went all the way down the field from their own 27-yard line. Had a nice drive running between the tackles, really running at will against the Van Alstyne Panthers to start this football game. Made their way all the way down inside the 8-yard line on a first and goal situation. On first and goal from the 10, decided to throw the football for the first time tonight inside traffic in the end zone. It was incomplete, which set up a second down and 10 and not as manageable, which ended up being unsuccessful, and a fourth down 28-yard field goal attempt was no good by Callie Vick. So Howe, with a great 10-play drive, came up empty as they were goal. But the Van Alstyne Panthers took over with 6:29 left to go in the game, left to go in the first quarter at their own 20-yard line, and drove 6 plays, 80 yards. And it was Gallagher on a 61-yard touchdown scamper, and Van Alstyne led 7-0 at that point with 4:43 left to go in the first quarter. Howe's next possession was quickly over, ending in a punt. The Panthers started with 2:36 on the clock in the first quarter at their own 33-yard line and ended with a 7-yard touchdown by Gallagher, again his second rushing touchdown of the night. 3 plays and 16 yards on the drive gave Van Alstyne a 14-0 lead with 1:45 left to go in the first quarter. Howe's next possession looked pretty good, starting with 1:38 in the first at their own 23-yard line. Moved on into the second quarter, and it was a 10-play drive, but it ended in a punt. So again, another nice drive, but stalled out. Van Alstyne's next drive started with 10:04 in the second quarter at their own 20-yard line and ended 10 plays later and 80 yards later, and it was a 17-yard touchdown pass from Gallagher to Chase Wilson, and that gave Van Alstyne the 21-0 lead with 7:13 left to go in the second quarter. Howe then took the ball and scored for the first time on an 8-play, 75-yard drive, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Andrew Griffin. And Howe was within striking distance there, 21-7, with 3:45 left to go before the half. Van Alstyne took the ball at their own 41 after Howe had tried an onside kick to score right before the half. They were unsuccessful, so Van Alstyne had a short field, and they capitalized on that by going 8 plays, 59 yards, and a 29-yard touchdown strike from Gallagher to Moore right over the middle, even after Moore had dropped 2 passes on the possession. They missed the PAT, and Van Alstyne led at the half 27-7. Howe actually had a punt right before the half, but we go into the second half, and Van Alstyne takes possession because they deferred the coin toss. And they went basically, let's see, 1, 2, I didn't write this one down, 6 plays and 51 yards. On their next possession, it was Gallagher to Porter on the touchdown, and Van Alstyne up their advantage 33-7 at that point with 9:35 on the clock in the third quarter. Howe's next possession was another touchdown. It started at their own 25-yard line and ended with a 1-yard touchdown by Chase Harvey, capping off the 5-play, 75-yard drive to kind of decrease the gap there, 33-14 with 7:29 left to go in the third. Van Alstyne took the ball and scored again. This time they matched the 75-yard drive, but it only took them 4 plays, and it was Jones on an 8-yard touchdown run with 5:38 left to go in the third. That gave Van Alstyne a 39-14 lead. Howe took it at their own 42-yard line, and it was Chase Harvey again who scored, ending a 6-play 58-yard drive and cutting the gap to 39-21 with 2:44 left to go in the third. And all of a sudden we thought, hey, this might be a game if you can get some breaks and get some stops. And Van Alstyne took it at their own 29 and said, we're going to put the pedal to the metal here. And 6 plays, 71 yards later, Gallagher hit Porter for another touchdown and up the score 46-21 with 5 seconds left to go in the third. Howe's first possession in the fourth quarter ended in a punt. Van Alstyne's next possession ended in a touchdown. It was an 11-play, 69-yard drive, and that was ended with a 4-yard touchdown run by Carroll. The new running back, sophomore Jake Carroll, scored from 4 yards out to give Van Alstyne a 53-21 lead with 6:02 left to go in the game. Howe's next drive started at their own 25-yard line, and they drove 12 plays, 75 yards, very impressively, and it was a 6-yard run by Chase Harvey. Again, another rushing touchdown by Chase Harvey to give us our final score of 53-27 here in the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike. Justin, have you found Coach Hudson?
I'm about to.
Again, Justin White trying to find Coach Hudson down on the sidelines. As we'll get a chance to chit-chat with him here for just a minute. And not sure if he's going to. Yeah, I think he's walking over there with him. Justin, go ahead.
All right, Coach, you come up in on the short end of the stick here, but it wasn't from a lack of effort. You talk about a little bit about your team's resiliency and determination. They don't give up in games like this.
Oh, I mean, we pride on ourselves for not giving up. We did some things. We were there for a lot of plays. We were just, half step behind sometimes. And a lot of that comes with experience and things like that. But, I'll give them hats off to Van Alstyne. They played a great game and did some things and got us in some spaces that hurt us. But, my hat's off to them. They did a great job. And our kids battled. We kept fighting and kept fighting, blocked some extra points there late. And, it tells us we're fighting. We just got to go back and, work ourselves from there and get better every day.
Offensively, y'all scored a season high 27 points. What was the difference tonight?
Well, I think we're getting used to some things, and people are feeling more comfortable, and our line's getting better every week, and I still feel like our defense is getting better every week. We're going to turn on film and see a lot of good things. We're just going to be a step late here and a step late there, and against a good football team, you can't be a step late, and that's a dang good football team. So.
Finally, moving forward, trying to get that first win. Any problems keeping the kids focused from here on out?
No, I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of the kids. The last 3-4 weeks, I think they've had better practice the last 3 or 4 weeks than they have all year. And so I will not and cannot complain about that. They've done a great job, and they're staying with us, and they have good attitudes, and we just got to keep playing.
Your kids work hard. Appreciate the time, Coach. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Justin White. Thank you, Zach Hudson. A deflated Zach Hudson. It's got to be hard to continually go through this, especially when you're used to winning, and Hudson is a winner. Let me tell you one thing about Zach Hudson. He's a winner. So it's hard for guys like that with that kind of bravado to go through these tough losses like this, especially be at a position where you're 0-7, because that's not where Zach Hudson belongs, to be honest with you. And this coaching staff will not stay there very long because that's not who they are.
No, they won't. And, I was talking to Justin at halftime, and, Coach Hudson is he's a wonderful human being.
Yep.
He is, he struggles. He gets on these kids. We've seen him, you and I both have seen him for the last 5 years now. He'll jump on a kid, but then he'll pat him on the back and love on him just as, as if nothing ever even went wrong. So it's a slump. It's you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And unfortunately, you got to start over, but that's okay because he's gonna be just fine. Him and his staff are gonna be fine all the way around.
And can you hear me, guys?
Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's one thing is that it's one thing if you're losing and trying to get your first win of the season, but that the kids aren't giving up, that they're staying focused and they're still trying to even into the fourth quarter, still trying to play hard. Not some kids mail it in after the second half when they're down by so much, but not the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm very proud. Even at 0-7, you're proud to be a Bulldog. Proud the way these teams, these kids fight. And, it wouldn't be that way. There's a lot of 0-7 teams that wouldn't fight like this. And, it's still it's a proud time to be a Bulldog, win or lose. Hey, I was born a Bulldog, and I will die a Bulldog. And whether we're 7-0 or 0-7, my black and white is still bleeding.
I was I can't say I was born a Bulldog, but I got here, and I'm definitely say I'm super proud. And I'm proud of where I'm at and where I'm from now.
Well, it is the 55th Battle of the Silver Spike is in the books, and maybe the 56th will be the year. Yeah, and, hey, eventually these kids are going to bring home that trophy.
That's right.
And it will be a glorious day in Howe, Texas when that Silver Spike is in our trophy case or in our downtown or wherever we put that sucker. It's going to be a fabulous moment, and maybe it's the 56th. Who knows? But we're going to go ahead and put an end to this one. It's been a great night, a great game. Both teams offensively looked very well, and for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Michael Mosier and Justin White. We missed Stephen Braswell this week, but he'll be back a week from tonight. We will too. We'll see you next Friday. For Monty Walker and everybody in the crew, we'll see you next week.
This has been a Grayson Publishing presentation.
Barrels over a defender into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Kiri's Coffee Company.
The Bulldog fans are on their feet. Both sides at full throat, 4th and 2.
Howe Bulldog football is also brought to you in part by Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.